There we are. All right, everybody. What's up? Welcome to the hot seat, everybody. Your Thursday night addiction. Guys, we're so excited for you to be here today. Sorry we're running a little bit late. I did have to do my hair. Unfortunately, the razor broke halfway through. So we are back on track. Guys, we have a great guest tonight, and I will go into talking about Matt as soon as possible, but we got to give due where dues needed to be given. So Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Kent, my co-host with the most, say hi to the people.
Hey, brother, how are you? Damn it!
Ha! It was you this time.
I thought I had it.
All right, so Matt, little backstory. Usually one of us leave our YouTube on with the sound. We not only do we have our StreamYard up, we have our YouTube up too, so we can watch the chat. And yeah, usually it happens where it starts running as we go live. So it's just one of those things. You'd think after 2.5 years we'd figure it out.
Now. That's all good.
This is a highly professional interview show. Like, anyway. All right.
Since I left mine on.
Yeah, I love it that it's you, man. Anyway. All right. Before we get to Dutch, I did forget to mention our illustrious our illustrious sponsor, Uncle Steve Shake. Steve is the man who's rocking his gear. Look, you got that shirt on. $5, you got that shirt tucked in right now.
Nope.
Nah, back up.
Why? You don't believe me?
It's tucked in, baby. Anyway, all right. So, Dutch, why don't you finish saying hi to the people? Oh, you just pulled it out. Look at all the wrinkles. Look at all the wrinkles. Anyway.
I never tuck my shirts in. You know better than that.
Yeah, huh? All right, go for it, Bo.
All right. Hey, Matt, welcome. It's going to be a pleasure getting to know you a little bit better tonight. I do have a couple questions for you from a very intelligent member of this community, just so you know. And okay. Just saw Kent pull it out. Yeah, nice, Hobo. Nice
hashtag.
Before we get started, I do want to address everybody in the chat. A lot of you know a supporter of most of ours from North Carolina, Delana and Wally Burcham. Delana messaged me earlier today, and unfortunately, it's not the news I like to give. Wally came down with COVID on the 8th and passed on Tuesday. So, if you guys can reach out to Delana and give her some positive thoughts, I think it'll really help her.
Yep.
So,
yeah, they are and were great supporters of a lot of the people in the community here. So it's a very sad situation and indicative of kind of what's going on in America right now. So, like I always say when we end our show, wash your hands, put your damn mask on, and don't, crowd people. It's just one of those things. So, I don't know, how we could really kind of get happy after that, but we're going to try.
Yes, we are.
Tough thing to do, but yeah, it's just one of those things. We got to kind of move on with that. We appreciate all their support and all that, but show must go on, right, Matt? So. All right. Any other good news you want to freaking throw out there and kill the vibe tonight?
I don't know. Is there anything I'm missing?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think I kicked my dog by accident. I stepped on one of the cats, and I'm pretty sure I fed arsenic to the goldfish.
To the goldfish? That poor bastard never did anything to you, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
all right. Can I get back into the swing of things over here, Bob?
Well, yeah, fine. Whatever. Act like it's your show. That's fine.
Okay, I will. Anyway, okay. All right. So as you guys know, we are on 3 different mediums right now. We are we're on Facebook, we're on CJ's Q, and we're on Cooking with CJ right now. So make sure, no matter which one you're on, hit that thumbs up and like it, share it, all that good jazz. And I just dropped a pin. Anyway, all right. So people in the chat, Got Mimi S jumped in there. Keith Bettag is always keeping score. Sipping and grilling with King Tut. Jimmy Sobreros, what's up, buddy? Blast from the past, high school days. What's up, buddy? That was the fastest white boy I've ever played against, man. I could never catch that guy. Anyway, let's see here. Mario's in there. What's up?
Now you know why you were a lineman.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Here too.
Yeah. Anyway, Hobo Nichol BBQ's in there. Uncle Steve Shake is always, he's in there too. Let's see here. Tyler Condria's in there chilling, grilling with Coleman. What's up? The Al Dente Diva. Yes, I am a follower on TikTok. Love what you do. I love it that you give Matt so much shit. Freaking awesome. Let's see here. Dad Life's in there. SmokeyGoodness. I think I said you. Cook It, Erica. Tom's Food Factory. Six Brothers Meats in there. Let's see here.
You got to follow Cook It, Erica, too.
Follow Cook It, Erica. I will find you after there. I will definitely follow you.
That's my two sisters right there, man.
Yeah.
Sisters I've never had.
That's awesome. Oh, man. That's so cool. Let's see here. Who else? Sorry, I'm losing. Sipping and Grilling with King Tut. What's going on? Marcella's in there. Canadian Jim's in there. Steven and Jacqueline. Next week's guest, Steven and Jacqueline. So there you go. Our monitors that are on everybody's lives. They're actually going to be on the show, so I'm excited for that. All right. If I missed you, Rick, I see you. What's up, buddy? If I miss you on this go-round, I'll hit you up on the way back. Matt, are you ready for these hard-hitting questions?
Let's rock and roll.
I'm excited, man. I got to tell you, dude, I'm a big fan. And a lot of people, for this, pandemic period, TikTok blew up, right? And that's literally how I found you, because I decided to be a 12-year-old girl and jump on TikTok and try to learn dances and whatnot, right? So I started trying to do some, cooking videos on there, but for me, it just becomes this black hole, right? The TikTok, I could be sitting there like, I'll take a few videos out, and it's 4 a.m. and you're still scrolling and watching. I watch a lot of cooking on there for real, but no, CJ's not coming out of the closet. I've already been out of the closet. Come on, guys. Don't worry about me. Anyway, so I'm excited to kind of talk about that. But before we kind of get into the channels, the TikTok, YouTube, all that jazz, let's just start off with the easy things. Where you from? Where you reside? Where all that good stuff?
So I'm in New Jersey, South Jersey. Most people, hear me talk for a minute or two on TikTok, and they tend to point out that I have an accent, which I never really realized, but I guess there's a pretty specific South Jersey accent that I carry with me. So most people tend to know that I'm like East Coast Jersey when they watch my videos. I'm in the southern part of New Jersey, so I'm on the west side of New Jersey, the Jersey Shore down south here, not fist pumping MTV Jersey Shore. That's Al Dente Diva's spot up north. But down south here, we have the Jersey Shore. It's about a 40-minute ride for me. Philly, which tends to get kind of blended with the South Jersey area that I'm from, because we're like a 20-minute ride. We're all Eagles fans, 4 for 4, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, and so our South Jersey area is all Philly sports. That's what I grew up with. My dad, my brothers, that's kind of how we grew up, and tailgating every season, and that's kind of where this whole thing started. In terms of just any kind of interest in cooking and grilling and meat was kind of born in the parking lot at the Vet and the Link. Just being season ticket holders for the Eagles and going to those games. So I'm a school teacher. I'm a high school teacher by day. I've been teaching for, God, I'm in my 19th year teaching now. So that year 20 is creeping up really fast. This has been a crazy year, like no other, but I don't think it's ending anytime soon in terms of this school year. But I've coached basketball for, the large majority of that time as a teacher, high school basketball, and just recently had to give that up about 4 years ago. My wife is a principal at an elementary school now. We're both educators, so I had to give up coaching to be able to spend more time at home with my boys. I have 2 sons, Adric and Nash. They're 6 and 5. So, giving up coaching, which was a huge commitment, a big time suck, gave me more time at home with my boys, more time at home in my backyard, and really was part of me being present more, which resulted in having to kind of pick up some hobbies. And that's kind of how the cooking thing started, between being a teacher in the community and all that kind of stuff. Kind of just, all came together at the right time.
Man, that's awesome, man. And you pretty much just answered my next 5 questions, so we're all good. Appreciate that. It's one of those things that I love to see when, Dutch has a bunch of kids. I have 5 kids. Like, we are family men, like we are very much. I see you get your boys in there helping you cook and stuff like that. We put our kids helping us on some videos too. If they're not helping me, I'm yelling at them to shut up while I'm filming. Other than
Might
that,
as well just let them join.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things that it really does. It's very sweet, and I love seeing that. So I wanted to. That was one of the things I would commend you on that, man. Bringing the kids in, teaching them young, giving them the skills that you've learned. That's one of those things that you just don't never forget. So
look, and you guys know, like, when it comes to working the phone and a video and stuff, our kids probably know more about it than we do. Mm-hmm. They could probably be your videographer if you wanted them to.
My oldest son filmed my first few videos.
Done, and they push out better content than we could. And
his editing skills blew mine away.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it goes a long way. Like, I know you guys are on TikTok too, and I get a lot of questions all the time about how to grow and how to, be successful on there. And it's never really there hasn't ever been any trick or anything, It's just, but I think doing those kind of things, showing that you're a dad, showing that you have your kids, and that it's not all, not everyone has a production studio set up in their kitchen.
Right.
Some people do. Some of these huge TikTokers do. And, but they're also not dads and have full-time jobs and stuff like that. So I think part of that growth and success comes in knowing, like, having your kids mess up a video for you, come in screaming and hearing it in the background, because it's authentic. It's our life, and T is someone that could tell you the same thing, because she does the same stuff. And, that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and I think you're right. They're drawn to it. A lot of people are drawn to it to see that you're a family man, and the kids running around, like they want to see good wholesome. Like I'm not wholesome at all, but you get what I'm saying. Not a 12-year-old dancing in a skirt with her tits out, right? So it's pretty freaking cool. Got a couple more people jumped in there. Kris Stewart's in there. Pitmaster Pastor is in there. Another TikToker I follow. So that's very cool.
Those are a couple of my guys. You got to follow Kris too. He's StubBQ.
StubBQ. I actually might follow him too.
Listen, if you follow me on Instagram, he's the one that nonstop busts my balls about green peppers on cheesesteaks. If you ever see. Like, well,
I've seen them throw like a bunch of questions in there about your love of peppers and whether you like it. So Ken will definitely touch on that when he takes.
That's my guy.
That's awesome, man. So Josh from Skinner Farms in there. What's up, buddy? I think that's pretty much kind of caught everybody up. We got 51 people watching right now. So again, guys, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, helps get things going. Did you Matt Groark or M Groark 1124, Matt's little brother's here?
That's my brother, yeah.
Awesome, very cool. Thank you for being here. Ask him about his first tattoo. All right, so write that down. His first tattoo. Asked by the brother. All right, behind the garage barbecue. What's up, Craig? How you doing, buddy? Your brother. What's your brother's name?
Mark.
Mark. Okay, so Mark, he's very proud of you. So that's sweet. I don't know if he's proud of your first tattoo, but we'll get into that for sure. I feel like we got a lot of side hustles in the chat, side conversation, whatever.
You got a good group. We got a good group of people in this chat. Right?
I love it. Let's see, Ricky Foods. What's up, Ricky? How you doing, brother? Ricky's on Instagram or all of that shit, but on TikTok also. There's a bunch of people. Uncle Steve Shake said, "Is it a dolphin diving into your crack?" All right, so this is already going off the rails, and we just got started. Oh gosh, Bowers Barbecue, what's up, buddy? Up north of 60, what up? How you doing? That's fun. You better not have a dolphin going in your crack because you're laughing too hard at that, bro.
This is so much better than a recorded podcast. It really is.
Oh yeah, this is live, dude. This is live happening, man.
This is so good.
We make mistakes. We have fun all the time. We used to actually take donations to take shots, and it got a whole lot worse off throughout the year.
Man, I couldn't
we
imagine.
have to stop that one, but anyway, Raspberry Rock, what's up, Russell? Thank you for being here. One of the team, Team CJ members. Appreciate you being here, brother. Oh man, it's already starting. We're only 20 minutes in. I love it, baby. All right, we have a question we always ask. We had a lifetime subscriber, so he had a lifetime question, and it's about music. What kind of music do you like? Do you play any instruments? Were you in any bands? All that good stuff. He's a big music fan.
Nice.
So talk about that.
No, I don't play any instruments, but I wish I did. Like all right, this is totally off topic, but it relates to the music thing though. So for 10 plus years, I was a driving instructor for kids that get kids their license who had their permit. So I spent a lot of time in cars driving with 16-year-old kids more times than not, for 3 hours at a time. Some of them terrible, couldn't drive at all. Some of them, maybe like we were when we were kids. I got in the car when I was 16. And I mean, my dad, I was driving when I was 14, like it was fine. But to take up 3 hours of time talking is, kids they have no social skills. Most of them, they can't talk or carry a conversation. So I would always have like questions in my back pocket. So I always ask kids, like, if you could be the best at anything, right? Anything in the world, just be the best at it. Like if Justin Timberlake is the best entertainer in the world.
Yes, he is.
Dude, I friggin' love Justin Timberlake.
You are now my favorite guest.
But if, I would ask them, what would you want to do? Would you want to be the best brain surgeon, the best, philanthropist, whatever? And my answer to that is always like, I would want to be like Justin Timberlake, literally. Like that's who I would want to be. The dude is a rock star on Saturday Night Live. He's hysterical.
Yes, he was.
He can sing. He can dance. He's handsome as all hell. He's funny. Like that's what I would want to do. So to answer the music question, I'm that guy that never had any musical talent, but I wish, like, I have so much respect for people that play an instrument and sing and do it well. Like, and I'm surrounded by high school kids that have so much talent. Like, I just I don't envy much from other people. Like, I respect what other people do. I never feel like I wish I had it. But music and that talent, I really, really wish I did. And it's something that I'm going to push my kids to. I'm not going to push them to play basketball. Like, I was a basketball player. Right. I'm not going to force them to play basketball, but I'm going to force them to play the piano. I'm going to force them to pick up a guitar. Like, they're not going to have a choice. They're going to have to play something.
That's awesome.
I took piano lessons when I was like 10 or 11, maybe lasted 2 years. So I could still play like the Jaws theme, stuff like that.
God. Okay.
Music wise, I grew up like Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Alice in Chains, all that, just heavy metal, rock. I grew up with a lot of oldies, golden oldies. my dad. Growing up, it was just pool parties every weekend in the summer, and you had the Righteous Brothers play in and Brown Eyed Girl blast in. So it was a lot of that kind of music growing up was a big influence, and classic rock. I love hip hop. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. I'm 43 now. So
yeah, we're the same age.
Tupac and, all those, like, I listen to it all. I love reggae. Reggae rock.
Okay.
So there's just my music taste is very, very broad. And if you watch my videos and hear the music I play in the background of my videos, it probably shows that. Like I do a lot, because I like a lot of music. I love that question. That's a great question.
Well, let me explain a little bit on it. All right. You saw Dutch ready to commit Harry Carey. All right. You see me get excited. All right. So for 2.5 years, I've been asking that freaking question. Right. I'm a huge fan of Justin Timberlake. I'll say it. I don't mind.
Love him.
Right.
No shame.
Not one person has ever said him. I prod, I poke, hey, what's up?
You didn't even have to prod.
I didn't even have to say a word, and
No
that's
shame.
why you've elevated to my favorite guest.
No shame in my game at all.
Done deal right there. That's freaking awesome. All right, got a couple more people jump in the chat. Robert Platzer.
Bob Platzer. That's my guy.
All right. Hungry Hussey's in the chat. What's up, brother? How you doing? Mike Groark is in the chat.
That's either my dad or my brother.
Right on. Who else? A couple more people. My wife is in the chat saying hi to Kent and not saying hi to me, so that's fun. Carlos Bradley's in the chat. What's up, guys? Bunch of new folks in here tonight. Very excited. Alton's in there. Dogfather's Barbecue, Crimea River. It's a freaking
Crimea River. Did someone just create that name to pop in on our chat because I'm talking about Justin Timberlake?
Oh, no. Alton from the Dogfather's Barbecue was saying Crimea River.
Oh, okay.
All right, so there we go. No, I hope no one's trading that shit. Mike Cross, he says nothing's wrong with a little bit of JT. Brandon Australia, what's up? How you doing, man? Who else? I think that catches everybody up. We got 49 people watching. Make sure you guys all hitting that thumbs up. All right, I think I've monopolized you for now. Oh, it's your dad. Mike Groark is your dad in there.
Hey.
Pederson is saying hi. What's up, guys? Oh, so excited for you guys to be here. This show just turned to the next level. Justin Timberlake should be going on. If I wasn't worried about a copyright strike, we'd be hitting that up right now. Dominic Ricci's in there. What's up, man?
Boy.
All right. Kent, are you ready to ask some questions? I know you can't follow, but are you ready to ask some questions, Kent?
No, I checked out about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, man. See what happens.
He checked out at Justin Timberlake.
Well,
I'm going.
You didn't see it, but I got a bucket down here I've been vomiting in.
Travis Graham, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Appreciate you guys being here. Oh, that's Al Dente Diva says she's bringing sexy back. Yep.
DJ, tell me you watch The Bachelor on Monday nights, and I'm going to come over and we're going to hang out.
Oh, man, I wish I could, but even if I did, I couldn't freaking admit it because after Justin Timberlake, it's over, man. It's just all right. Let's see here. Big Salinas is in the chat. What's up, brother? Big Salinas BBQ, chilling. Thank you guys for being here. Very excited. Oh, let's see here. All right, Kent. Look at that look, man. He hasn't blinked in 5 minutes.
All right, let's go. Questions, Kent. Let's go.
Let's go, Kent.
Turn this
All
on.
right, I'm going to try power through this in these horrible working conditions.
Horrible working conditions.
All right, the first one comes from Chris Stewart. Matt, tell us about your love of peppers.
So, all right. So this goes back to like week 1 or week 2 when we played the Patriots. It may have been the Patriots one of those weeks, but every week we do pretty much a tailgate here since COVID shut down the tailgates at the stadium. I have an awesome street, awesome neighbors, and we all kind of do our social distant tailgates in our driveways, and we all get together and, like 8 or 10 of us. and I pull out the griddle, and I was making Philly cheesesteaks. All right, so my buddy has a buddy who's a butcher. We got some awesome Philly rolls. We got the steak. We got the onions. We got the whiz and the Cooper Sharp and provolone. We had all the fixings, and I'm doing my duty making the cheesesteaks, just banging cheesesteaks. They were great. And my one neighbor comes out, and he comes out with a little plastic, deli container. All right. And he's like, hey, Matt, yeah, I want to put, throw some of these on my steak. And it was banana peppers, right? It was just the little sweet, hot, like banana peppers. So I'm like, all right. So I take the banana peppers and I throw them on his cheesesteak. Well, I make a TikTok video of it, obviously.
Of course.
And I guess in like one of the shots of me panning the steaks, you could see the banana peppers on the cheesesteak. So I posted it on Instagram. I posted it on TikTok. I'm tagging the Eagles and all this stuff. And freaking Kris, who, now I will say, like, respect where respect is due. Kris is like the Don of Philly cheesesteaks. Kris is from Northeast Philly. Like, he knows Philly cheesesteaks, the back of his hand. I would never, ever question him in terms of what a proper cheesesteak is. Right. I would take his advice 100 times out of 100. But he went with the green pepper. He started dogging me on Instagram along with a couple of his minions that he's buddies with about me putting green bell peppers on my cheesesteaks. And they weren't bell peppers. They were banana peppers that my neighbor wanted, not that I ate. So that's how it started. And obviously it's all in good fun. Right. And if anybody watching has kind of been on Instagram watching when we spark it up, like I'd say once every couple weeks, we get into it and we go back and forth, and it's like meme central, man. We pull out all these memes. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if tonight Kris posts a meme of like Bernie sitting in his chair with his winter gloves, holding a cheesesteak with green peppers, right? Like that's. I
woke up and that meme was everywhere. Bernie's everywhere right now.
But that's how slick Kris is. He would take that meme and Photoshop a cheesesteak in Bernie's hands.
As he should. Right? Kris, I'm looking, dude. I want to see it, Kris. Dude, before the show's over.
So we have fun with it, man. It's been fun. Like, no, I don't eat green peppers on my cheesesteaks, but
you know what shitty, dude, is.
But I'm a good sport, and I kind of admitted that I did, and we kind of play along with it, and people have fun with it. It's all entertainment, man, when it comes down to it.
But I gotta tell you, man, I've put green peppers and onions in my Philly steak, so it's just a cheesesteak.
Onions is okay, but no peppers. No peppers. Yeah. Peppers don't belong on a Philly cheesesteak.
Well, there you go. Now I know. See, you teaching the SoCal boys something, man.
Yep.
That's funny shit right there. All right, Rusty Lamb's in there. What's up, man? Darnell Medley, how you guys doing? Kent, go for the next question, bud.
All right. Since Dad is in here and little bro Mark is in here, let's hear about that dolphin on the crack.
All right, so there's no dolphin on my crack. That was pretty funny though. My first tattoo. I have portraits of my boys here, which are fairly recent. My nephew up on my shoulder, he passed away when he was 15. So I have a memorial to him. My whole arm here is done. And when I was, I guess, 18, as I was like a senior in high school, just graduated or something. Man, we're talking now, guys, listen, to my defense, we're talking mid-90s, right?
Yeah. I have a full, tribal tattoo.
Thank you, CJ. Thank you. You are my Justin Timberlake, CJ.
I see it, baby.
So obviously I had to have a tribal tattoo.
Stop it.
Right? I had to get a tribal tattoo. It was the mid-90s, CJ.
Of course.
It was the mid-90s. I had to have a tribal tattoo, and it had to be a band, right? And I needed a tribal band around my huge high school 18-year-old bicep.
Look at that bad boy right there.
And my biceps when I was 18 were probably like this. So I had a tribal tattoo, just tribal design wrapped around my arm.
As you should.
As I got older, yeah, I loved it. It was great. Like, but as I got older, it became more and more terrible. Yeah, and I ended up covering it with the tattoo that I have now. You could still kind of get
I get a little bit,
little visions of it here and there, but
I never even tried to cover it up. I just made it bigger.
Well, that's huge, yeah, but that's what you did. You added to it, right?
It started off with like 2x3 little squiggly, whatever.
See, but that's a tribal tattoo. There's nothing against tribal tattoos.
Oh no, man.
I think what my brother's busting chops about is that it was a tribal band.
Well, at least it wasn't a barbed wire band.
It was close to it. It was close. It wasn't barbed wire, but it was in the vision of barbed wire.
Well, listen, Matt. I always say I don't regret any of my tattoos. But if I could go back to my 20-year-old, 25-year-old self and be like, yeah, don't get the half sleeve travel.
Yeah.
You'll thank me later. I would.
I tell my high school kids that all the time because I have high school kids that are tatted up more than I am.
Oh, man.
And I'll have some that'll ask me like they're going to get their first. And I'm like, man, just really, really think about it. Like there's going to come a time where you're probably going to want to get it lasered off or cover it. Like just be careful, you know, what you're getting. So
our daughter's 14 and she's already planning out her first one. I'm like, can you just get to 18, please?
I mean, look, the Dolphins I don't care about because the only person that sees them are my wife.
Excuse me. That's fucking hilarious.
Go ahead, next question.
Kid's just dying up there, man.
I'm telling you right now, if the only reason I'm getting through this show right now is because Uncle Steve and Hobo in the chat.
Oh yes.
I'm about ready just to say the hell with it. I quit and I'm just gonna go in the chat.
You got work to do,
food questions,
you got work to
man.
do. Get in there.
There's a lot of good stuff happening in the chat. Let me tell you.
Matt, if I were you tomorrow, I'd run through the chat. There is some good stuff flying by.
Well, I know you got some comedians in there. I know that.
Yeah, you definitely invited some comedians.
You have a few, but we have a few that we know too that are. Just trust me, you're going to find out when some questions come up.
I love it.
That's awesome. Hey, Johnny Maggs is in the chat. What's up, baby?
With your last name, Groark. One of the questions from Russell, Raspberry Rock. How many times have you had to spell your last name? Like every time, right?
Every time. Yeah. That's a good question, man. My dad's going to appreciate that question. And my brother. Like that's every time. Like it's gotten to a point, Dutch, where I lead with spelling it. Like I'll say Matt and then Groark. Like I'll just spell it. I won't even say it. A lot of people turn it into a 2-syllable name. It's Groark. It's Groark.
Groark.
People say Groark.
Groark, yeah.
But Groark, I mean, it sounds like if you had like a bullfrog or a toad on the floor and you step on it, it's probably going to say my last name. Like Groark,
Well,
just run it together.
That's another thing Russell asked. Do you ever say G-roar?
G-roar. So growing up, I got a lot of Groarky. Groark is what most of my students call me. They've gotten good at saying it. I taught elementary school for a handful of years, and little ones couldn't say my name, so it was just Mr. G. And when I started the business, that was a big question. Like, do I want to name it Groark Boys BBQ? Like, do I want my name in my brand because it's so hard to say? And I got some really good advice from people that you are your brand. Your brand is you. So it's unique, it's individual, and my name is something that you just don't hear. So I went with it, man. And it's a legacy in terms of my two boys, Adric and Nash. And it's something that I hope over time they can grow to take over or not. Like whatever however it kind of goes, Groark Boys BBQ is going to be something that people know.
Right. Hey, Dutch, before you ask your next question, I got to do this. Hold on real quick, guys. From our boy.
Waiting for Groark to stop putting peppers on his cheesesteak.
BBQ. just send it to me.
That is phenomenal.
He couldn't even wait. He did what we asked him to do.
He's a wizard. He's a wizard.
That is awesome.
That's freaking hilarious, man.
That's awesome.
That's freaking hilarious. BBQ. That's freaking hilarious, bro.
Best.
Big Rome, what's up, baby? All right.
That was with the name. That's a big thing, man. It's, I know that at the end of the day, I wanted to build something bigger than, just me. And, I wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for my pops. And, to do something that makes him proud. And, I've had to lean on him so much during my life. And, my younger brother and older brother will say the same thing. And, if there's anything I can do to build that legacy and that name and just, put some pride into it, like that's what I'm going to do. And, hopefully I'm at the beginning of doing that.
I love that, man. It's fabulous, dude. I thought about using my last name, but it's Volkman, and people would say Volkswagen. It'd just be a big mess all the time. So I don't even mess with that.
Well, you can figure out why I didn't use mine.
Vandy Weird.
Vandy Weird.
You know how long it took me to figure out how to spell your last name, Kent?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to figure out how to spell your last name?
I think I was a junior in high school.
Attaboy. All right, go for it, bud.
All right. Keith Bettag wants to know, other than you said you taught driver's ed, you coach basketball, what other subjects do you teach?
I'm a health and phys ed teacher. So, yeah, I teach health, physical education,
what
gym,
about sex ed?
I'm a gym teacher. And, I taught driver's ed for a lot of years. I have taught in the 19 years I've been teaching. I have taught from first grade up to 12th grade seniors. I've taught middle school. I've done it all, K through 12, which very few teachers can say they've done. As a phys ed teacher, you're certified K through 12, so you have that ability. I started at the middle school level. Then I went to the elementary level. I knew I wanted to coach and be involved in basketball. So I jumped up to the high school when I had that opportunity, and I've been up there for about 14 years now. So, health, phys ed. And with health, it spans everything, right? Fitness, wellness, right. Mental, emotional, social health is huge right now, and really can't be downplayed at all. I know there's a lot of people that might, sweep phys ed right off the ledge, and be like, schools don't need it. And I think more now than ever, people need kids especially need that social, emotional learning, that I do meditation stuff with my kids, man. Just sit back, stop talking, stop looking at your screen. And I go through a whole thing and they love it. They fight a little bit in the beginning, but with suicide rates where they are now with young boys and girls, like it's terrible, man. And this isn't helping the situation we're in now. So I lose a student every year. It's the reality of it. I teach in the largest high school in South Jersey. And that's a sad reality that every year I lose a student that I personally knew. It's something that a lot of people don't know about me, whether it's by suicide, overdose, cancer. Some years it's 2 or 3. I lost one a few months ago to cancer. A kid that graduated a couple years ago that I've kept in touch with. And I raised some money for his family on TikTok and was able to go drop off a check to them to, just maybe help a little bit.
Right.
And hardest part of my job, man, is knowing those kids and then having to deal with that. So That's a big part of what I do. I say, I'm a phys ed teacher, but, I teach health and phys ed, but at the end of the day, I always tell the kids I teach and any adults, parents I talk to, like, I feel like my job is just to teach your kid, like not necessarily health and phys ed, but a couple main things, like just teach them how to be kind, how to be good kids, how not to be assholes. Like, just don't be an asshole.
Hey,
right?
That's all I care about from my boys.
That's it.
I just don't want them to grow up to be assholes.
That's it. Don't be a dick to people. Be kind, spread love, be positive to people. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, try to do that. It's hard sometimes, but give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, believe that people have good intentions. You're going to get screwed sometimes. There's no doubt about it, but it's going to make you better. It's going to make you smarter. It's going to make you more streetwise. And, you'll grow from there. So I try to do that. Like, I teach the kid. I teach the person, not so much the subject, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. And Elton just put something in the chat, the Dog Father's Barbecue. His wife is a educator. And he says, trust me, it takes a special kind of person to be in education. So,
yeah, he's right.
Smooth 7 just dropped $5 in the chat. Thank you, brother. Says appreciate you and your friend CJ. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it a lot when you guys donate. Never expected, but I always appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Got a couple more people in there. Dumpster diving Indiana. Jackie got meat. Jacques got meat. Said, what's up, Groark?
Yeah, I know Jacques. That's my guy.
Bill builds woodworking.
That's my dude. Listen, Bill, if anybody's on here, go follow my boy Bill. Like, follow that kid.
Right on.
He's 16 years old, 17 years old. And you could scroll through my TikTok and 80% of the videos, the cutting board that I use, he built for me.
That's awesome, man.
So, and this just goes to speak of like the type of kids that I get to teach, man. Bill is a big time wood. His mom owns a I can't even think of what, like she does signs and, wood signs and all that kind of craft, like a craft.
I get what you're saying.
And she's amazing. The kid has great parents. And I had him his freshman year, and we talked a lot about food and barbecue and just what he does. He's big in the wood shop there with building. And I mean, this is a kid that teaches other kids, right? Like he's in class, he's doing his thing, but the teacher uses him as like a right hand, And
so cool,
he came up to me one day, and this is when I was I was probably like, I probably didn't even have 50,000, 20,000 followers on TikTok at this point. And Bill was like, hey, Groark, I want to make you a cutting board. And I'm like, what? He was like, I want to make you a cutting board in class. And I'm like, dude, awesome. Let's do it. And sure enough, if you go to my videos, you'll see the big ass cutting board I use. This, at the time, 14-year-old kid made it.
That's freaking outstanding.
He's awesome, man. I love that kid. He's awesome.
So one of our illustrious commenters, our moderators in the chat, Hobo, he's known for his hashtags. Right? So you say anything funny, he'll roll with it, right? So he goes, what CJ was never taught? Hashtag strong pullout game. I guess that's alluding to the 5 children in the house. Bubba K, what's up, everybody doing, man? Sweet Lou Calamity from New Jersey is in the house. Sweet Lou, Matt Groark, another New Jersey
family.
Jerseyan. Anyway, so thanks, Hobo, for the hashtags. It's great entertainment for sure. All right, Kit, you got more questions, or is it my turn?
Yeah, I do. I some of them I have to
edit
filter through, because some people get butthurt if you change one word of the Pitmaster Pastor wants to know, Matt, your thoughts on cooking on barrels.
It's my boy Jesse. Yeah, man. listen, I pretty early on, I got hooked on cooking on barrels. I was introduced to the barrels. I started with like a Weber kettle, basic. Yeah. It's still what I cook on the most probably. But I got started on barrels with Pit Barrel. My friends Amber and Noah, who own Pit Barrel, I've had a great relationship with them, and I have their barrel smoker, and I cooked on that thing religiously. Man, it puts out, hands down to this day, the best ribs.
Yep, rib machine.
I mean, it's a rib cooking machine, and Kris BBQ will attest to that because he got one, and that thing is a rib cooking machine. And Jesse, and we could talk more, down the road about a gentleman named Frank that I'm friends with. He owns SmokerBuilder.com, and I mean, you're talking anything from a backyard barrel, if you want a backyard ugly drum, right, to 1,000-gallon, reverse flow smoker. He's your guy. So I recently hooked up with him and Jesse, and I have a beautiful Eagles colored. Jesse's a Vikings fan, by the way, so he might get upset. I have a beautiful Eagles colored ugly drum in my backyard. And what's beautiful, I respect that though, because I love Aaron Rodgers first off.
I mean, how could you not love Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams almost took me to the championship in fantasy football this year. But I was 12-1 going into the playoffs, so obviously I lost in the first round. So with the ugly drum that I have now that Frank makes and that Jesse and I have, what's unique about it is not only can you do all the pork butt, the brisket, the ribs, and all that stuff, but it has a steak cooker on it. So if you're like a comp guy for steaks and you want those sear on your steak, it's hooked up. It comes with grill grates. He partnered with grill grates, and you're able to get the grill grates on it, and it has a steak cooker. The thing's a tank. It's amazing. So to answer his question, he knows the answer. I'm a huge fan of a barrel cooker. When people ask me what they should get when they first get into smoking, I tell them either a Weber kettle or a barrel or a Pit Barrel, ugly drum. And some people question me like, why would you tell them that? Like, a Weber kettle is the hardest thing in the world to smoke on, to control the temperature and figure all that stuff out. And, most people expect me to tell them to go get a pellet grill because you just have to push a button and go to bed and let it go. And I'm like, well, it depends what you want to do. Do you want to really learn how to smoke and control fire and flavor and that kind of stuff? Or do you just want to smoke meat? And it's nothing against pellet grills. I've had one. I'll have another one in the future. They have their place. But if you really want to learn the craft and then start with something like a Weber kettle, because once you learn how to cook on a Weber kettle, you could cook on anything. And that's fact. Like, no one will ever argue that with me.
That's one of those questions we ask a lot of the barbecue channels, whatever. Yeah. Is if you could have one grill, and usually comes down to Weber kettle.
Done. One of my best friends and biggest influences in this barbecue game is Kurt Halls from Kirby. Yeah. If you're on Instagram, you know Kurt. I've had the chance to go to Florida and hang out for a weekend at his house and cook all weekend, and he is like a brother to me. And we've had so many long talks, and his backyard was loaded with every grill you could imagine. And he always told me, Matt, if you told me I had to get rid of everything except for one grill, the Weber kettle would be sitting in my backyard. That's it. Does everything.
It's funny you bring up Kurt. I'm part of Team BBQ, man. I'm the one that straightened out his YouTube channel.
Let's go.
And we've had him on the show. I've done a couple videos for him.
Kurt's like my brother, man. Kurt's
he's
like my
such
brother.
A good dude.
I love him.
I just actually texted him. Yeah, I get you, Ken. I text him right now, tell him you're gone.
Kurt's the man.
He's talking about flying out here in SoCal, so we could do some filming throughout the weekend.
That'd be awesome.
And we'll probably go out to Florida too. I want to go.
Look, we had CJ. So this is like 2 years ago. It was me, Anthony, whose IG is Pellet Passion, and Ross. I forget Ross's IG, but the three of us flew in, and Kurt welcomed us with open arms. And man, we each had our own Weber kettle, right?
Right.
He had a gift bag for each of us with all the utensils and things that we would need to grill for that weekend. And man, we just went at it like the whole weekend, just cooking, making recipes, tasting rubs. He was in the middle, like, and you know this, like, he didn't even have the chicken rub dropped at that point.
Wow.
Like we were three of the first people to taste his chicken rub. It didn't even have a label. Like, he put it in our hand and we got to taste it. It was like crazy. So, Kurt's the kind of guy, man. He owns a business. He's wildly successful. He's like a brother, best friend to me. And I wouldn't be doing this without his support and his guidance over the years, and to have somebody like him has been a huge influence to me, man. He'll tell me, like, listen, Matt, I'm not going to, repost your Rub Love stuff because you're a competitor now. But at the same time, if I have any questions about anything, he's there for me, man. And that says something.
That's awesome, man. I was texting him right now. He's texting back. I know he's lurking in the background. I'll invite him to the after show for sure.
Yeah.
We have some chats. Dutch, you got more questions? Go for it, bub.
Yeah, I do. And Matt, since you were showing your shirt, Cook at Erica once was asking what is on your shirt. So talk a little bit more about your shirt.
Yeah, so Instagram, TikTok, this whole social media thing really, and Erica and T can all speak to this, and Jesse, Kris, just brings incredible opportunities, man, and you meet amazing people. Over the last year, I've gotten to connect with Carlos, and Carlos was in here a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if he still is. If he is, drop a comment in here, Carlos. His IG, his IG and TikTok is Smoke and Vine. And Carlos and a partner of his, Travis, had this vision for this seasoning and rub company. And we had gotten to talking, pretty early on in this whole TikTok game. And it just came up, man, like, how could we really flip things around a little bit and maybe create something awesome? And that's just how it happens. Conversations start, you start talking about possibilities, and before you know it, you're sending out merch and you have an awesome name, and you're, even more importantly, putting out some rubs that are just delicious, and something that we can really market too. So I think that's the goal with Rub Love, is not just to be a rub, but to be a brand. Something like, you look at a brand like Yeti, right? Like, Yeti sells coolers, but people just rock Yeti gear, right? People drink out of Yeti mugs. Like, that's what people do. So, that Yeti mug you have might have a Rub Love on it one day,
Right.
and that's kind of how we're thinking it. That's our vision, love your meat, rub your meat. It's a very cool innuendo, and people love it, and it sells. But if it doesn't taste good, it's not going to sell. And fortunately, ours does. And it has a lot to do with Carlos and Travis and myself all getting together and really making this thing work. And it's been a great few months since we've been together. And sky's the limit, man.
That's awesome, man. Russell put a question from me in there. If I could choose any other co-host, I wouldn't. I won't do this without Kent. So be nice in the chat. Kent's my guy. I wouldn't do this without him, and he wouldn't do it without me. So there it is. I don't know. I might call Matt next time I need a co-host though, because this guy's having some good time, and he knows good music. Hears it.
Good music.
Let's see here. Chilling and Growing with Coleman says puts $4.99 in there. How much rub love can I get for $4.99? Well, thank you for the super chat. and you ain't getting shit for $4.99. I have standards. All right. I know it was a joke, Russell. Just fucking with you too, Russell. Don't worry. Yeah. So yeah, you ain't getting nothing for $4.99. This ain't Vegas. You ain't getting fucking steak and eggs in the morning, right?
I'll give you my discount code.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Kent, go for it.
All right. Speaking of Russell, he wants to know, have you ever had, and now I have to say this exactly the way it was written, or I'm going to get yelled at. Have you ever had a student throw a punch at you? And the second question is, what you do? So I don't know. What did you do?
If a student were to throw a punch at me, I've never had a student throw a punch at me.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
for
not
them.
Not intentionally. I broke up, and this says a lot. Like 19 years in education, 14 of those years at a high school.
Right.
I have never. I just last year broke up my first fight.
Wow.
And that's in 14 years of walking the halls of a high school. That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
And the fight that I broke up was, kind of expected. So I was able to run out, me and another guy, and kind of grip the kids up. And
wait, it wasn't two high school girls, was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd be going in the other direction. The girls are hard to break up, man. They get hair and stuff.
Oh, yeah. They're just
you don't want to get involved in that. Let them tire each other out.
Let's see. Mario just put a $2.50 in there. $2.50 in the chat. Thanks a lot, Mario. Appreciate it, buddy.
I wish I had more fun stories about fights in high school, but no.
Hobo said in the chat that's why he always started his fights with the English teacher.
Yeah. I like to think that that's part of it. Like the kids see me, they're like, well, why would we start a fight around Groark? Or why would we start a fight around, I work with other phys ed teachers that are pretty put together. Not that I'm like a big dude, but I'm 6 foot, 220, like handle myself. And, a couple of the other guys I work with say the same. So I think kids would be kind of silly to start a fight around us.
That's awesome.
Plus, we might let them roll for 5 minutes and just go for it.
You gotta let them get a little bit of the aggression out. Come on.
I mean, I am 43. I ain't trying to break up some adrenaline-filled kid that's throwing punches. Pull out my shoulder or something.
All right, kid, go ahead, Bo.
All right. Hobo, not Russell, wants to know your thoughts on Doug Pederson.
This is a good question. I've been getting a lot of these. I've been getting a lot of them. Like every time I've posted in the last 4 days, week, I've gotten like, oh, what are your feelings on Doug? And my answer is and always will be, I love Doug Pederson. I will always love Doug Pederson. I will always be thankful that he was our coach. He is top 3 all time, probably top 2 all-time Philadelphia Eagles coaches.
Who won? Andy Reid?
It has to be Andy Reid. Andy Reid, it's got to be Andy. I would say Andy and then Doug. But the argument is how much does a championship weigh into that, right?
Yeah.
So there's coaches from back in the 40s that won championships, not the Super Bowl, but championships that you could put ahead of Andy and Doug if you use that as your barometer. But as far as, in my eyes, in my generation, it's got to be Andy and Doug 1 and 2.
Dogfather put Dick Vermeil in there.
Dick's got to be. Well, there's your top three right there. And you could, depending on your generation, like my dad might put Dick Vermeil at 1. You know?
Well, I mean, most of our generation is more familiar with the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. Like, it's generational. So, like on Sports Talk this morning here in Philly, that's what they were talking about. And Angelo Cataldi, who's like a national, you know, personality here in Philadelphia, his top 2, he was basing it solely on championships won. And I didn't even know the names. His top 2, I didn't even know. It was like Greasy Neal.
I've never heard of that.
Greasy Neal. I don't know if there's anyone in the chat that's old enough. Like,
you know what? I have heard of that name, but it was at a strip club.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Jules? Not that was the transition from a strip club, but hi, Jules.
So Greasy Neal won like 2 or 3 championships back in the 40s or something. You know, so but listen, I will always love Doug. This city owes so much love to Doug Pederson. He will always have a home in Philly. I 100% believe that. And I think that ultimately, with as hard as this year was, and there's a lot of reasons that it was this way, I don't think that Doug is leaving Philly with any real hate in the fans' eyes. I think that if anything, the fan base, the real fan base here, not the rumors and the shit that you hear from the national media, the Santa snowball throwers and shit like that. Like that's not Philly.
That was one of my questions.
That's not Philly, man. It's just not. Yeah. And I've been going to Eagles games for over a decade now. That's just not Philly. That's not the way we are. There's fans like that in every city. And I've been to 10 other, stadiums that I could list off. They're the same, but they don't get the national media attention that Philly does. But I think most fans in this city probably think Doug was done wrong and think Howie was probably the one that should have gone over Doug, or both of them should have gone. I think Doug was used as a scapegoat to an extent. The fact that they fired him a week after they should have, they probably should have fired him a week earlier. But I love Doug, man. So you'll never hear a negative word about Doug Pederson, because he brought us the one and only thing that, I was able to share with my pops. My pops is 75, never saw a Super Bowl, man. Like to be able to be in our house watching the game, and me, my dad, and my younger brother, and all of us be together. And we went to the NFC Championship game. We went to the divisional game, and then to watch the Super Bowl together. Like, you want to talk about some grown men just hugging and crying? That's what it was, man. We were hugging and crying at the end of that game. It was crazy.
That's awesome, man. All right, dude. Kid, how many we got?
Oh, I can go on for a while.
Let's take a little break. Let's do the giveaway. Let me ask you a few of my questions. We're like I said, Matt, this time flies when you have fun. We're an hour in.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, so are you still good to go? You still cool? You got enough beer to keep going?
If anything, I could run up and grab another.
Well, if you need to take a break, you need to go get some more beer. Go for it right now. We'll do a little intermission.
Done. Go ahead, intermission. I'll be back in a minute.
I don't know. We don't have pee break music like Reicher does.
No. But we do have the hobo hashtags that take about 5 minutes to read.
All right, read that one real quick.
First porn title of all time: Men Hugging and Crying. Wow. That's up there.
All right, guys, if you want to come in the after show hangout, message me on Facebook. I'll send you the link to jump in there. Let's see here. Jules, how you doing? Appreciate you being here. That was a real conversation stopper. Nice. So next week's guest, Steven Jacqueline. Well, probably just Steven, but really excited to finally have our moderators with the most, not the host with the most, the moderators with the most going to be on the show. So very excited about Stephen and Jacqueline. And my wife's texting me. She must see that it's a break. We're on a break. I love it that my wife chimes in the chat just to say hi to you.
I know it's well, you know, if you're a little nicer, she might say hi to you.
If I was nicer to her?
Yeah. All you do is make a mess of her damn kitchen island and then claim it's your own.
Hey, that's my kitchen. Cheers,
hey, I've been to your house. I know who does the work in the kitchen. Don't.
Yeah, you do the work in the kitchen, fricker. This guy flew all the way out to Southern California from Iowa, and came Thursday night, and
yep.
From Thursday to Sunday, I wasn't allowed to work in my kitchen at all.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
The poutine with, or Hobo says it, the poutine with the short ribs, and come on now.
All right. You let me in my kitchen for a little bit.
Well, you were too busy being the gracious host.
Yeah, that's when everybody in freaking Southern California showed up to see the great and powerful Kent.
Yep.
It was fun. Good times.
It was a good time.
Let's see here.
We're just missing a couple people. We should have had Uncle Steve doing belly flops off your wall.
Uncle Steve needs to come out here. I mean, I can't wait to see Uncle Steve. And we're going to be in Houston at the end of February. So that's going to be exciting. Texas boys. Kent and I are going to be in Houston February 24th through the 28th. All right. So,
I might even have to bring my shit kickers along.
Dude, I got the cowboy hat. I'm thinking about bringing this bad boy.
Yeah, I'll just go with the ball cap in Texas, but boots.
Dude, what do you think?
Yeah, that fits you, CJ. That looks good on you.
Right?
Yeah.
If I could get away with this vibe in California,
you can rock that.
There's no more fancy neon cactus to go to in Southern California.
You look like how should I say this politely? Fat ass Garth Brooks in that.
No, hey, Garth Brooks is fat. If you saw him on our inauguration yesterday, Garth Brooks some weight.
Hey, Garth Brooks is pleasingly plump, son.
Dude, that boy is. Dude, when his wife has a freaking cooking Food Network channel show, you gotta be fat. All right, guys. So, before we get into the next kind of set of questions, we're gonna do the giveaway. We should have done 45 minutes ago, but I'm looking at Kent. You better not answer this. Put your phone down.
I never use my phone. It's always on the iPad, you dimwit.
What? Step away.
My iPad.
All right. Okay, so we were talking about Matt earlier. Tell us one thing he just absolutely has to have on his Philly cheesesteaks. Put it in the chat. What Matt Groark is known for on his Philly cheesesteaks? Throw it in the chat.
It's not a dolphin looking at his crack.
It's not a dolphin on the crack. Let's see. Tyler put in there peppers. Tyler's the first homeboy. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Tyler. You're wrong. Shit, there's a whole bunch more in there. Oh, shit. Let me look. Yeah, Tyler, peppers. Mario said peppers. All right, Mario, message me your address, and we will get it. Get Uncle Steve to send you some shake. Tyler, send me your address too, because I'm sure Uncle Steve will send you some too. Sorry for the mix-up. All right. Good. Thank you, Uncle Steve, for being willing to sponsor such a great show. Are you flipping something over there? Are you giving me
No, there's one thing I want to mention before we go any farther. Mr. Homeowner Rob is doing another epic live stream on the 20? When is it, Keith? Is it the end of this month? I believe on that Saturday, the 30th. I don't remember the exact date. Anyway, he's doing another 12-hour live stream to raise money for Josh and Babe. And if we hit that certain figure that Keith and Rob came up with, Keith is going to shave his beard live.
Nice.
So, and if you know Keith Bettag, he could be a stunt double for Uncle Si on Duck Dynasty. That's all.
Let's see here. Pitmaster Pastor. You didn't say it first, buddy. I have proof. I always take a picture of the chat because people give me shit every time I do a giveaway.
He's got plenty of rub. He doesn't.
You got plenty of rub love from Matt, and that might be the seasoning or whatever. You take it however you want, but you know.
I gotta.
Let's see. Blevin, what's up? West Coast Cajun Cuisine. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Listen,
in there.
maybe people to hang on here for a little bit and keep the party going. Maybe I'll do a rub love giveaway.
All right, that's that a boy right there. Yeah. CJ. Sorry, Mario. You can email me or you can message me on Facebook. However you get there. My email is in my about section. You can find it there. And then I know you're just messing, man. I can't imagine you're pissy about this. Pitmaster Pastor said he's just messing. Yeah,
nah,
dude,
he's just nah.
It's like when I play poker in Vegas and I play the 1-3 table, and people give me shit about calling with like 9-8 offsuit or whatever. I'm like, if you're playing with rent money right now, go away. Just fucking go away. I'm here to get drunk, have fun, and watch football. Leave me alone. So before we get back to Matt, you're just talking about Josh and Babe. Matt, one of our community members, a good friend of mine here in Southern California, Josh, he's a police officer for the Los Angeles Sheriffs. Found out he has cancer. He's going through round 5. He jumped in there a little earlier. He's going through round 5 of chemo. I know we've done some fundraising for him. Mr. Homeowner is going to do the fundraising for him too. I wanted to give you guys an update. I know we've talked that my wife, her company has a foundation. They've actually got a hold of Josh and Bethany, and they've reached out to my wife too. If her company sets it up, deems them worthy, however they decide what they're going to do, they will be set, and they will not have to worry about fundraisers or money for a long time. So I'm really hoping that comes through. Josh is a great friend. Bethany's a great friend. So I'm everybody, you guys, when you pray or put out good vibes or whatever, this is the time to do it. Hopefully she works for a very big company, and they have plenty of money to help out others with their foundation. So hopefully they're part of the winning team on that one. So we got Kris from Eastwood Farms in the chat. Welcome. All right, Hobo, I'm not going to plug your merch until you send me some merch. So when you want to talk about woodenbuttplugs.com, if I don't have a shirt for woodenbuttplugs.com, I'm not mentioning it on my channel.
I would just send the wooden butt plug.
Yeah, I mean, I could use a wooden butt plug too, but I mean, I heard some XXX t-shirts were coming our way. So if you want to be a hot seat sponsor, listen, I'm money hungry. I'll let anybody sponsor the show, Matt. It's just one of those things. Sex toys, mortgage companies, whatever. It don't matter. All right. Let's kind of. I'm going to take over with the questions. If you guys have more for Matt and Dutch, put in the chat at Daddy Dutch Barbecue so we can see your question. I have a feeling this one's going to be a long night. So let's get those questions going. We got plenty of beers. I got whiskey in mine. Kent's got whiskey in his.
Actually, I got vodka tonight.
What the? Like I don't even know you anymore.
I had to shy away from the dark liquors for a little bit.
I understand. All right. Let's see here. This is one thing about you that just makes me laugh so hard when you talk about it or whatever. Your wife is a vegetarian.
Yes.
You own a barbecue catering company, your barbecue channel, barbecue. Talk about how that all works out.
So yeah, it's people sometimes, I think early on people thought I was like, it was just a shtick, like I was lying and trying to drum up some kind of like story to try to gain followers or something, or some kind of interest. But I think as it continued, like you could see through my content that, you know, my wife's never in my videos or anything like that. So yeah, so I mean, we've been married for 7 years now, and you know, together for more than 10. And we went to middle school, high school together.
Wow.
You know, yeah, we've known each other for a long time. Kind of rolled in different circles. You know, when we were in high school, didn't really talk much. I was, you know, I was kind of locked up, whipped in high school. You could say is probably one of, I don't know. It's not that I regret anything, but I see high school kids now and I'm like, man, just be single, man, just smart. And, you know, but anyway, long story short, we linked up, man. The Lord had a plan for us. So definitely. We ended up back together, and she actually graduated from Rutgers, New Brunswick, North Jersey. And she was a photography major. I didn't know her at the time. You know, she had graduated high school and went away to college. And, you know, I stayed local for a couple years before I went and got to play some Division III basketball, you know, in PA, not too far from here. And she got her degree and she moved to New York City, or got a job in New York City with Self Magazine, big time.
Oh, wow.
You know, like editor type job. And yeah, she was like living the dream, man. She was living on the North Jersey side of the river, and she would take the train into New York City every day, and she was working right in Manhattan. You know, and obviously this is all stuff I learned after we got together. Right. You know, I didn't know what she was doing at the time. But I was kind of living local, getting through college and waiting tables. I've worked in the restaurant industry my whole life, just waiting tables and stuff, which kind of rolls into what I do now, you know, for the most part, because it's always been an interest of mine. Yeah, and 9/11 happened, and she saw the whole thing from her apartment window on the Jersey side of the river. So she actually, the first plane woke her up. She didn't see it, but it hit at what, 9? It
was like 8:38 or something like that.
8:38 or something. So the first plane struck, and that woke her up. And her roommate, she had a roommate. Her roommate was already on her way to the city, because she worked in the city as well. Kristen woke up to that first plane, and as a photographer, like that's what she did. Her instinct, this is all stuff she's told me, and she doesn't share a whole lot about it because it's, you know, obviously something super tough to talk about.
Yeah.
And you know, she woke up that morning, and the first thing she could think to do, it was all so surreal, like it just wasn't really happening. And the only thing she could think to do was to sit on her windowsill and grab her camera.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. She kind of hid behind that lens, and just snapping photos. So we have a shoebox here in our house. And I honestly, I haven't seen it in years. I haven't even looked at it. It's probably been 3 years since I've opened it, or since she's taken it out. But it's time stamped, starting at like 8:40, and it's just smoke. And as you thumb through the pictures, you see the building, and you see the second plane hit, then you see the entire New York City covered in smoke, and the bridge is right there, and you see people right on the horizon out of their cars, like traffic just stopped, and they're sitting on their roof watching.
Right.
And she has pictures of all of it until, you know, the last roll of pictures, it's just the entire landscape was changed. The smoke cleared, and she has photos of it. So that brought her home. You know, as crazy as it is to say, that 9/11 never happened. And, you know, our hearts go out to the people that were lost and the lives and the first responders. And, you know, I feel like the world will never be the same, has never been the same since that happened. But if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be sitting here, you know, with my life, with my family, with my kids, because she would have stayed in New York. She would have never come home. So after it happened, she volunteered on site. They had trailers all set up stocked with donations and water and food and snacks for the first responders that were there searching. And she was there, you know, handing water out to the firefighters and police that were searching. And she said at the same time, she was, you know, even more so, she was the shoulder to cry on. Like, these guys would come into the trailer to get some water, and they would break down and start crying. Like, and she couldn't do anything for them but sit there and hug them, you know, and that's because they were just it wasn't real, like, is the best way she described it. So she volunteered on site for a month or two, I think it was. And then she came back home. She moved back down to South Jersey, moved in with her mom, went back to Rowan University and changed her career. She went into education to be a teacher, and here we are. You know, she's a principal now. She came strolling into the restaurant I was working at. I was a server in my late 20s, early 30s. And she came strolling in with her boyfriend on New Year's Eve for dinner at an Italian restaurant that I worked at. And I knew who she was. We hadn't seen each other since high school. But when I saw her walk in, I knew who she was. And I walked up to her table with her and her boyfriend, and I introduced myself. I said hello, asked her how she was doing. And I sent them drinks or something like that. And, you know, I kind of knew what I was doing.
Nice. You try to swoop in there.
Yeah,
I love it, dude.
I kind of knew what I was doing. And I was single at the time, and I had been through a divorce prior to that. Kind of like a wham bam, thank you ma'am kind of marriage. Lasted 17 months, and then we got divorced. No kids, no, you know, it was kind of like a high school breakup. And you know, so I was single at the time, and yeah, I kind of caught her attention, and then she started stalking me on Facebook, and we connected, and she'll
know it's real.
She'll tell you I was stalking her, which is probably right. But we went out on a date, and here we are.
Well, it isn't real if you're not stalking on Facebook.
Matt, you might want to protect that story, because it's probably something my wife is going to see next year on the Hallmark Channel.
It gets crazier, man. It gets crazier. Our married life has been crazier, man. It's you know, it is. It's crazy. It's hard to sit here and say something like, you know, 9/11 happening is what brought my wife to me, you know, which is what, it's crazy. It's a weird thing to say. And, you know, but things happen for a reason, and it's hard to find reasons sometimes, but, you know, I'm blessed, man. And, you know, I couldn't imagine not having her in my life. And, we fought hard to have the family we have. So, you know, we have two beautiful boys, and we're each other's rock, man. That's just what it is. And we're fortunate to have found each other again.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And you never know what's going to direct you one way or another. And, you know, I'm a big believer in God has a plan. You know, he don't necessarily share what it is, and I've probably fucked it up along the way, but I know there's been some plans for me. So you never know where it's going to go and what happens, what takes you there. So, but I know we just kind of went over it with your wife and all that, but what I feel, and a lot of the, you know, YouTuber people in the chat probably have to deal, is you have to have supportive wife to do what we do. because
that's why I didn't even answer the question. Like, she's vegetarian, right? So
yeah, she's vegetarian.
She's been a vegetarian since she's 12. Like, it's not like she turned vegetarian because I do nothing but cook meat and it's disgusting to her. You know, she's been a vegetarian. She's 42. She's been a vegetarian for 30 years. You know, it's not like we met and she was like, "Oh my God, like I'm never eating that." She tells me that it was a Thanksgiving when she was 12 years old and she was standing next to her mom in the kitchen and her mom reached into the bird and ripped out all the innards. And from that day on, Kristen never ate meat again.
Well,
that was it.
I could see it. I mean, it is pretty.
He just flipped a switch.
Hey, but she's ultimately very supportive of
100%
what you do.
100%.
How does that work out for you guys? I mean, I saw what you did today. You made the fried rice with the tofu and the steak. You know, you separated all that. Is that how you guys kind of roll through life with that?
Yeah, that's pretty much the drill. That's how it goes. You know, more times than not, it's not me cooking. You know, I did that fried rice recipe, you know, and I was able to make it for her too, because it's super simple, right? To take two proteins like that on a griddle that size and keep them separated. That's pretty easy. But, you know, I always give people the example, you know, when life wasn't as crazy as it is now, and we had time to actually be in a kitchen as a family, and make dinner and listen to music and just kind of have that time, she would be making 2 meals every night. That's just what she did. Now, she's a phenomenal cook. Her mom's a great cook. She's a great cook. So let's just say we were having meatloaf that night. She would make 2 of them. She would make a meatloaf for me and for the boys, because she's not forcing anything on the kids, right? She wants them to eat what they want. So she would make a meatloaf out of, you know, ground beef, ground pork, you know, the whole thing. And then she would make a tofu loaf, whatever that is.
I think half the people in the chat just cringed.
Like I did. I know. Man. We have a turkey at Thanksgiving and we have a tofurkey.
Tofurkey. That's awesome.
You know, we made escarole and beans. I made escarole and beans, and I use spicy sausage or smoked sausage in ours, and she doesn't. She just eats the pasta, escarole, and beans because she still gets her protein from the beans, you know?
Right.
But then I got to deal with that with the beans at night, bedtime.
You know, that's true. Hey, if we got any TikTokers left in the chat, film this and put it on there so we can do some duets with Matt later, cool. Okay? and find me on TikTok too. I'm cooking with CJ. You can find it cooking.with.cj. Put it on there. I want to duet this later, watching Matt in the hot seat. So my thing is, you know, kind of getting away from, you know, tofurkey.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Well, hey, hold on. I gotta, since Matt just talked about the fried rice.
All right, go for it.
Does your wife watch your videos?
Yeah, she does. She's not on TikTok, but she's
but on YouTube, where the part where you said, yeah, that piece of steak touched. Don't you think you should have edited that out if you were really that worried about it? Where the steak tofu.
Nah, she wouldn't. Like, if you saw the video, you saw how, like, very, very little bit touched it. Like, she's not going to taste that.
Saying, you know.
It's not like I'm rubbing bacon all over it.
Start eating meat again, because you just tainted her diet of 30 plus years.
I did tell her, Dutch, you'll like this one. So I was cooking on a griddle, like, this is going a ways back. And I had made a bunch of smash burgers because we had some people over. And, you know, I get done making all the smash burgers, and I got the griddle loaded, right? Like, so this edge to edge burgers. And smash burgers take up even more space. And you're pushing all that grease out of them, right? So you know what the griddle looks like. And then I go in, and she's like, oh, I forgot. You know, can you throw some of these black bean burgers on for me?
Oh.
I got you, babe. Give me those black bean burgers.
You cook them right
Like,
in that
what am I,
bean juice.
Dutch, what am I going to do? Am I going to clean the whole griddle?
No, hell
For
no.
a couple black bean burgers?
No.
So
Plus,
pop, slap
you
the
know,
black bean burgers on. I'm like, hey, they were pretty. Those were the best black bean burgers you ever had. Weren't they?
Yeah.
Like, they were really good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it either. I would have, if she was watching, I probably would have put my back to her and act like I was scraping or something, but I would have smacked them babies right down. But
listen, she has had plenty of veggie burgers cooked in bacon grease. All right.
Well, there you go. I would probably get her own griddle.
Yeah.
So that,
have Cuisinart send you out a second one.
Yeah.
He's got. Do you still have your old Blackstone?
Yeah, I gave that to my neighbor actually.
Oh, okay. Well, get her a George Foreman that she can.
No, you get her a Ninja Foodie grill.
Whatever. Shut up. This is my. So that way, them black bean burgers don't contaminate your griddle.
Yeah, all those veggies.
All right. So, I asked you this in a live a long time ago on TikTok, right? And, it's probably the only time I've commented on one of your lives, but I was very interested because obviously I've spent a lot of time on YouTube. I've, been doing it over 3 years now. And, I saw how you were growing on TikTok. And then I looked at your YouTube, but, kind of went back and forth. And I asked, how does your TikTok translate to YouTube? Has it helped you grow? Do you feel like it's been a partner in your influence, if that makes sense?
Yeah, there's no doubt. It definitely has.
Okay.
I mean, and you can take all the platforms for that matter, right? I mean, I think TikTok is obviously a younger audience overall, right? I know everyone, like you were saying in the very beginning of this, right? Like, 12-year-old girls dancing and stuff like that's, you say TikTok, like 2 years ago, people don't realize that I've been on TikTok since December of 2018.
Wow. Okay.
Like this, I didn't just recently blow up on TikTok. I spent a year and a half on TikTok doing nothing, like the same videos, the same person and personality, but I wasn't posting viral videos. Like I was just doing what we all do. And so at the end of the day, when people ask me about having success on it, my answer is always the same. Like, believe in what you're doing, have a passion for it, enjoy it, have fun, and be consistent. Like, post. That's 2 years. Like, to get to where I am now, it's been 2 years of 2 to 3 posts a day.
Yeah.
I think I posted in 2020, you were able to see on TikTok how many, like a year in review. And I posted 998 videos on TikTok in 2020.
Holy crap, man.
So that's almost 3 videos a day.
Yeah.
For 365 days.
That's flipping insane, bro.
Like, post 1 video a day for 365 days. Most people can't do that.
So I can't do that.
Now, granted, some days I posted none. Some days I posted 6.
Yeah.
Like, it all balances out. But the carryover has been huge. I have they're not equal, obviously.
Yeah.
I have 1.6 million on TikTok, and that's been my biggest platform, obviously. But Instagram, I'm up around, I think I'm pushing 60 now on Instagram, which for me is crazy.
That's huge.
I was at 10,000 like 3 months ago. So
it's definitely translating.
It's translated big time to Instagram.
All right.
And YouTube, I was at, I want to say about 6 months ago is when I really started on YouTube, like really committing to it.
Right.
More long form videos, and then they came out with shorts, and the shorts started blowing up. You know, and I went from 90 subs on YouTube. I think I'm at like 35K now. Which in a period, like in a period of to grow that big on YouTube's a whole different monster. To grow that big, to grow that fast in such a short period of time on YouTube is unheard of. And I'm like, I have guys, Chef Cuso, Max the Meat Guy, that dude can cook, all Nick DiGiovanni, all guys that I'm friends with that I talk to on a daily basis. Right. Those guys are like they went from relatively nothing on YouTube to over 200,000 followers, subs.
Dude, I watched Cuso on freaking Access Hollywood or some shit like.
Yeah, he was on the other day. He was talking to Mario Lopez.
Yeah, he was talking to Mario Lopez. Yeah, and I was like, I told my wife, I'm like, dude, I follow that guy, and I was actually gonna bring him up. The bullshit between you guys, it's all for fun off stage, or is he really an asshole?
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole. He seems like an asshole. No, he seems like he's a bro. You can tell
yeah. So the way, a lot of people don't know the story with me and Jack, and we both kind of started this thing at the same time. Yeah. What's crazy is he always had a big Instagram following. I think he's over. I don't know. He's like over. I know he might be pushing 200K on Instagram, or he's over 200. But Instagram's wonky, right? And you've been on Instagram for a long time. Like there was a period of time, like 5 years ago, where you could spend $20 or take a course, and before you know it, you have 100,000 followers, but they're all fake and they're all this and that. Yeah. Like that's, there's people that have 200,000+ followers on Instagram right now that we all know, but 80% of them are fake, Go ahead and have a live event and invite all your followers and no one shows up.
Yeah, you have 12 people in there, right?
Because bots can't come to a live event.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's like a period of time that Instagram went through that. And, you have a lot of these guys and girls that have huge accounts, but some are organic, some aren't. I got in at a time that was like right after all that happened. So I was like lingering between 5 and 10,000 for a long, long time. Yeah. And then I found TikTok, and that's when my Instagram blew up, because a lot of those TikTok kids, younger demographic on TikTok, also have Instagram. It's a little different for YouTube because not as many people on TikTok have a YouTube. Right. And you're not getting any carryover on Facebook.
Oh yeah, Facebook's kind of, it's there.
Facebook monetizing on Facebook is better than YouTube.
Yeah, but you have to have 10,000 followers.
But it's like so hard to grow.
Yeah, it is.
So it's crazy. But Cuso and I touched base first on TikTok. I didn't even know he was on Instagram. I didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was.
Right.
And I guess because we cooked similar videos and steak, we got tagged on each other's videos here and there, and we ended up connecting, and we messaged each other, and next thing you know, we're texting each other, and people are like, yo, what about this? What about that? Do you like this guy? Do you like that guy? So we get on the phone, me and Cuso, and at this time, this is in the very beginning, and the two of us are both, I want to say that I may have been around 200, 300,000 at that point, and he was at like 100. So I was bigger than him at that time. And we got on the phone and we were talking, and we were like, yo, let's start a beef. Like, pun intended.
With beef.
Like, let's play off it. Let's come off like we hate each other.
Right.
Like we're enemies and we're just battling. Like, I'm this old guy, you're this punk kid who's brash and has an attitude and cocky and all this and that, which he is. And that's why he's awesome. And that's why I love him, because I see a little bit of me in him from the confidence standpoint, but he's just a bro. Like he is. He's just chill, and he's a smart kid. And that's what I don't think a lot of people know about him. Like a lot of people watch Jack's videos, and you don't realize that you're watching a video of a kid that's like an engineer.
Like, you don't. Yeah, I would never know that. I don't know anything much about him.
Yeah, but, like he's an engineer, like by day. Like that's what he does. He went to one of the best tech schools in California. He's a New York kid that lives in Cali because of college and the tech school he went to, and he's super smart.
Where's he at in Cali?
That he's in Southern Cal. He's in Southern Cal, I think. I can't remember the town. It might pop in my head.
So I'm not find him on there.
But it's part of why he's so successful, because he's smart. He knows what people want. He knows what sells. And he and I got together and we started that beef, and it blew up. Yeah. Like it took over TikTok for a couple months. Like it was Kuso and Groark were like the thing for a period of time. And that grew me from like I went from like 200 to 300 up to like 7, 8. And before I know it, this kid passes me. And I'm like, here, get on my back. Like, I started this shit. Come on now. Go ahead, son. Go carry the torch. And man, he's done it, man. He's working with the NFL. He's working with it's crazy.
Damn, dude.
He announced the Buffalo Bills starting lineup.
Stop it.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
Go to the Buffalo Bills Instagram page.
All right.
Go to the Instagram page of the Buffalo Bills and scroll down to the last game they played. Yeah. They had the Buffalo Bills produce this video of a bunch of like local celebrity Buffalo fans saying the names of each player, starter, and Jack did 2 of them. He announced, I think he did Stephon Diggs, and he's in his kitchen holding a tomahawk steak. Like, Stephon
it's funny, dude. I follow the Bills on IG. I will check it out.
You got to check it out. It's awesome.
That's pretty.
But that's cool. It, man, and that's what it's about. Like there's so much competition. People want to be better than this person and that person and have more followers. I've said it long before I was ever even on social media. Someone that some teacher or somebody probably said, or coach. Collaboration is the new competition. And, there's always competition. Like Jack wants to make a better steak than me. I want to make a better steak than him. Like that's just competition. That's just, we're born that way. I watch Nick DiGiovanni's videos, and he's a buddy of mine now, and he's just killing it.
Is he like the pasta bitch guy?
Dude, Nick. Yeah. Nick does all kinds of stuff, man. He was on Master Chef with Gordon Ramsay.
I must be thinking another kid.
Yeah, Nick is awesome.
Up fucking the TV while he's making pasta.
Nah, Nick is like super clean cut. He does everything. He cooks everything. He's cooking 100. If you'll go to his videos now, he probably posted it today. He did a 100-day dry aged ribeye loin, like the whole loin. It's like a $3,000 cut of like Wagyu. It's crazy.
That's funny, man.
But these are dudes that we're talking to on a daily basis. Like to be able to collaborate with these guys, but have like this friendly competition where we can do videos together and who makes a better burger, and the fans love it. Like it's just fun stuff, man. And it's cool. It's definitely changing the landscape of social media, but I still hear people saying TikTok's irrelevant. The people that are saying TikTok's irrelevant have no clue what they're talking about because TikTok is surpassing Instagram. And that's like,
I believe that too.
That's like no question. Instagram's trying, but,
they're doing the same thing with their reels and all that shit. And YouTube with the shorts. It's funny. I did a shorts, just a fun fucking around video of a 1 pound smash burger, right?
Yeah.
I put it on TikTok, get like 195 views. I put it on YouTube, gets in that algorithm, it has 1.1 million views and just fucking viral comments like crazy. But
Crazy.
anyway, the comment,
it's a lot of fun, and it takes patience. And
well,
but it's
my question kind of leading into that is, I alluded to earlier, CJ's Q was almost to the monetization, standards of 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers, right? But is there something like that? You don't have to divulge, what you make or anything, but is there a monetization on TikTok? Because I saw that as a question, but I already actually had that as a question I wanted to know myself.
Yeah, so TikTok just this past year rolled out what's called the Creator Program. Mm-hmm. And once you're able to apply to be part of the Creator Program. Okay. And it's similar to YouTube in terms of making daily money based on, on YouTube. You can go, once you're monetized on YouTube, which I just got like last month. Right. I'm making like $1 a day on YouTube. Yeah. But like 2 years from now, that could be 500 a day. Like, it's crazy. It just depends. But TikTok rolled out something called the Creator Program, which is similar. And you have to have at least 1,000 followers. And you have to have, 1,000 followers. And I think 10,000 likes or something. There were two things that you needed to hit on. And once you did, you could apply. And if you applied, you most likely got accepted if you met those two standards of 1,000 followers or maybe it was 10,000 followers. I don't remember. 1,000 is to go live. So you needed 10,000 followers and X amount of views or something, or likes. And then whatever their algorithm is, or however they do their math based on your views and your likes and all that, they come up with an amount that you make every day. So the Creator Program, any creators that are in the Creator Program are being paid daily for their views. It's no secret. It's monetization works the same way with YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. It's just a matter of how much they're going to pay you every day and how big you are. Instagram's going to do it. Like, they have to. Yeah,
there's no way they can keep competing if they don't do that, because people are going to go to where they make money.
I'm telling you, CJ, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next month or two, Instagram's going to monetize in the next 2 months, I'd say. Yeah. There's no doubt. And I don't know if that means you have to have 10,000 followers on Instagram or 50,000 on Instagram, whatever it is, but they have to. They have to, because everyone else is. So at 1.6 million, with the views that I get, I'm making anywhere from, I don't know, $15 to, I think the most I've made was 80 in a day. And that's if I posted a couple viral videos. I had a video yesterday that's at 1.2 million right now. It's my first video over 1 million in a month. That's the other thing. People think that I just post and the video goes viral. It doesn't work like that. Right. I haven't had a video that hit 1 million in over a month. TikTok's been wonky, man. Views are crazy. It's hard. And I lost 2,000 followers last week.
Any particular reason? You know anyone?
I think it's all just part of the algorithm. TikTok is constantly changing things and experimenting with stuff. And, I'll go 1 week and I'll gain 80,000 in a week. And then I'll have a week like last week where I lose 2,000 for some reason. And there's no rhyme or reason. I don't know. That's what's crazy about it, is people think you just post and go viral, and it's not that way. You have as good of a chance of posting a video and going viral as I do. It's crazy that, like you said with YouTube, the algorithm catches it and it's gone. It just takes off,
It's crazy that I've seen that. I haven't had any kind of real viral videos with TikTok, but I did have one that was 10,000 views within, a day or three.
Which is viral. Like, how many followers do you have?
I don't know, like 300 maybe.
All right, so what's viral?
Yeah, right? I mean, I guess you're right. You think of that way.
That's what you have to think about. And I never thought of it this way either. But the longer I've been on social media, the more I learn this stuff. Like, viral is
subjective
it depends. Like a video
relative
for
to your
you,
thing,
CJ,
right? To your followers,
right? For you to have 300 followers and have a video hit 10K, that's huge. That's a massively viral video for you.
That's true.
And you build off that, right? Like, you're going to build off it because that 10K, you're going to gain followers off of that.
So with when I was doing videos, when I first started doing the YouTube or the TikTok videos, I would just kind of do filming what I was doing. And then I'd put whatever jacked up music that I could find as I was doing the editing. What I find, or what I think I'm learning, is you have to have the voiceover with it, or at least put yourself in it or something like that. Do you find that to be true?
Yeah, definitely. And that's like one of the biggest things that I tell people. Two main things, like the voiceover thing, everyone just started doing. Like, that just caught on and everyone started doing it. I won't sit here and say I was like the first person to do a voiceover, because I wasn't, obviously, but I might have been one of the first to do it on TikTok.
Right.
Like, no one ever did it on Instagram.
No.
Like, Instagram never had voiceovers.
No.
And on TikTok, I know that I was one of the first. And I was doing the voiceovers, and then I was taking those and I was posting them on Instagram. And my boy Chuck's Flavor Train. Chuck's the man. And Chuck has that voice, man.
Oh, I love that voice, dude.
He's got that voice, and he knows, and he did the voiceover, and he blew up. He jumped on TikTok in a matter of 2 months. He was over 1 million.
Yeah.
Because of his voice.
Oh, his voice is insane.
Like, that's why he hit 1 million. His voice is super engaging, and he makes killer food. You put those two things together, game over. Done.
That's true.
So he and I really I think we're two of the first that really blew up the voiceover thing. And then we were reposting that stuff on Instagram. And then you started seeing all these big Instagram accounts come over and start doing voiceovers, right. guys that, Derek Wolf, it works for Spiceology and does makes amazing food. Like, his videos were always just the food. Well, Derek started doing voiceovers. Mosaic, Grilling with Dad, another guy that I came up with. Like, I followed and talked to Mac back when he had 8,000 followers, early days. Mac came over to TikTok, started doing voiceovers, and now he's at like 800,000 on TikTok, So, like, all these guys started doing that. I've been preaching TikTok for 2 years, CJ. Like, I've been trying to tell all these guys to get over to TikTok for 2 years, and no one listened. Nobody came over. Al Dente Diva got me on TikTok.
Really?
Like, she was on TikTok before me. She is the reason I'm even on TikTok. And when she got on and I got on, I started telling my buddies to get on TikTok, and a few of them did, but they didn't really commit to it like I did, like T did. But now you're hard pressed to find anybody that does barbecue on TikTok or on Instagram, that's big on Instagram, that didn't eventually give in and say, you know what, you guys are right, TikTok is something, and now they're there. My boy Tim, Bama Grill Master.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, man.
Tim's man, he came over.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Seen a lot of the same people. This little community that we're a part of with this YouTube group, I'm seeing. I've been talking about TikTok at least on the hot seat, just kind of bringing it up for a while now, because it has such a stigma, especially with a lot of the barbecuers that TikTok is just like Charlie D'Amelio dancing for no fucking reason, right?
Look, there's people, CJ. People are, and this isn't like a knock against anything or anyone, but people are blindly loyal to things.
Yeah.
Right? Like we all are. We're all like I am blindly loyal to Yingling Lager. Because I'm from the East Coast, New Jersey, PA, where it's brewed,
right?
And I love it. Most people will say it's a shit beer, and they don't like it. You know, like I love it. I'm blindly loyal. People are blindly loyal to Traeger grills. People are blindly loyal to Instagram, and they don't want to test or try anything else.
That's very true.
You did.
If you want to be successful as any kind of influencer, you have to roll with some changes. You have to do some things and find the next hotness, and try get the next griddle or whatever, and branch out. Josh made a comment. He just recently got on TikTok. It's Groark Boys BBQ, right?
Yeah,
that's your following. So there you go.
Yep. So Groark Boys BBQ, like a lot of people, I've had this discussion recently. And Josh, like, I'm glad that Josh said that because it kind of made me think about it. Like, it's hard because Groark Boys BBQ is my business. Like, I have a mobile barbecue business. I have a trailer. I do catering. I do graduation parties. I go to breweries and wineries. Like, I'm waking up at 3 a.m. to start the fire. Like, I have a barbecue catering business, and it's named Groark Boys BBQ.
Right.
That's what I talked about earlier, the legacy I'm trying to build, But it's hard because on TikTok and social media, I kind of view them as two different things. Like, my business is personal. Like, my business is my business. But social media is me. Like, I view social media as me, as my personality. If a brand wants to work with me, they don't want to work with Groark Boys BBQ, my business. They want to work with Matt Groark because I am who I am. I do what I do, and that's who they want. So I kind of view it two different ways. That's why on my TikTok, you'll see at the top, it says Matt Groark, but my at is Groark Boys BBQ. But there's a lot of people that I'm sure that know me as Groark Boys BBQ, but don't even know my first name.
That's funny, man.
So,
all right. I'm going to give you back to Dutch. He's going to ask a few more questions, and then we'll try to wrap this thing up. We're on hour 2. So
I'm glad we went more than an hour.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I said, it's not always that hard, but when we've had a couple 3-hour shows before, and I feel like this is heading that way. And then we've had a 4-hour show. Ooh. And that was our 3rd show of the week. That was back when we were young and foolish, and we did one on a Thursday. We did one on a Sunday because the guy on a Sunday was from the UK.
Oh, man.
And then we did a Monday to fit in. Why are you timing me out? Go ahead.
Because the person who booked these shows was young and foolish. Don't throw me under the bus with you there, brother.
Hey, you went to war with me, buddy.
And I got the battle wounds to prove it. 3 of them, 1 liver and 2 kidneys.
Yeah.
All right. Josh and Babe asked. Josh has been in and out while he's going through what he's going through at the hospital, but he was asking, what is your TikTok name? And that's Matt Groark, right?
My TikTok is at Groark Boys BBQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything, all my socials are all at Groark Boys BBQ.
Okay. CJ, question for you out of the chat.
What?
Yeah.
Would CJ call tonight a long, deep night, asking for the company? And this comes from a potential sponsor at www.woodenbuttplugs.com.
It is not a long, hard night.
Said deep.
Sorry, Matt. I forgot to warn you about one of our potential sponsors.
I knew Matt would get a kick out of that, so I had to ask.
You're a good sport, man. I love it, dude. That's funny.
Okay. Russell at Raspberry Rock wants to know, Matt, do you ever get confused with Matt Groening?
Matt
If I
Groening.
remember right, that is the creator of The Simpsons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Simpsons. I was going to say.
The last name, maybe.
No, I've never. Listen, I'm a huge Simpsons fan, you know, but no, the last name I've never. No, I've never gotten that. I don't think my last name sounds like any, anything else. It's weird.
I don't think so either.
It's weird, man.
All right. CJ, Justin Timberlake butt plug. It all makes sense now. Thank you, Elton. I like that.
That's not nice, Alton.
All right. Geno's or Pat's?
Neither.
I was gonna say, I knew that was coming, man, because most people from Philly don't like, or from that area don't like either.
Yes, look, I get like Facebook is famous for this, at least in my town where I teach. And like I said, I teach and I live in different areas, but you get people on Facebook that say, where can I get the best pizza in town? Or where can I get the best cheesesteak in town? And my answer, like every time I see it, whether I know the person or not, I always answer it and I comment and I say my backyard. Like that's it. Like,
that's very true.
But no, there are like Geno's and Pat's are your very touristy places. Right. Like I did a fundraiser when I first started the business. It's how I kicked off my business. I had some good friends that I met on Instagram come and help me. Powerhouse Barbecue. Just the man, he's from Australia but lives in Georgia. My buddy Jeremy, who is just incredible dude. They all came down. My buddy Scotty Barbecue, he's on IG. Like they all came to support me in my business, and we did a fundraiser. And it's I forget what we were even talking about.
Geno's
and Pat's.
Oh yeah, so I took them all to Philly, and we went to Geno's and Pat's because we had to,
because it's a tourist thing to do.
Like my one buddy, Jeremy's from Canada. Greg was from Georgia. They've never been to Philly, so they had to go to Geno's and Pat's and take the picture in front of the sign. It's a very touristy place, but there's a ton of steak places. DL Sandro's in Philly, Jim Steaks in Philly. There's so many good steak places in Philly that are really, really good cheesesteaks. Nowhere near what you're going to get at Pat's or Geno's. But listen, if it's 3 a.m. and you're leaving the bar in Philly, you don't really have a problem with a Pat's or Geno's steak. And if you go, you're probably taking down 2 of them.
All right. Gorgonzola cream sauce for prime.
Oh yeah, that was phenomenal.
Is it better than horseradish?
It's not better. It's different. It was different, and that's why I did it. I'll tell you why I did it. For the person that asked that question, first off, I'm a huge. Okay, you asked it. I'm a huge blue cheese gorgonzola, stinky cheese fan. Love it. You eat it all day. So, but I'm also a huge horseradish person on my prime rib. I don't even want a horseradish cream sauce. Just give me horseradish.
Yeah, I'll shave it myself.
I'll smear horseradish on the prime rib and take a bite. That's how I eat my prime rib, with just smeared horseradish. But so leading up to me doing that YouTube video and the TikTok and all that, I was like, man, everybody was doing prime ribs, obviously, because of the holiday. So every single prime rib video I saw on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, all had a horseradish cream sauce, horseradish cream sauce, horseradish cream sauce. I was like, I got to do something different. And I was like, man, Gorgonzola cream sauce is phenomenal on prime rib, on beef in general. So I went with that. And, you know, it's super simple. Takes longer than you would think, but super simple, like very minimal ingredients. You need Gorgonzola, you need heavy cream, and like some salt and pepper. Like that's it. It's super simple. So yeah, that's what I went with. But I can't say that I like one better than the other. Honestly, I'm a horseradish guy more than the blue cheese cream sauce when it comes to beef.
All right. How many more do you want me to do, CJ? Because I got a ton over here, but
the top 3 or 4. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty good with my questions. I've gotten everything I need to learn out of them. So
yeah, you get like the questions I always get is people are either asking me about social media and how I grew and how things like that happen, or just like meat stuff, like how to cook this, how to cook that, and I'm like. But I like some off the wall questions. I like these off the wall questions.
Okay. Well, then, Russ, yeah, I'm going to tell you that because I'll have to scroll back through for a couple, but couple more on the serious side, transitioning to the Canadian, or I mean, off the wall side.
To the Canadian side.
These next 2 are from Russell. In your opinion, what is the most important YouTube analytics stat?
Man, now keep in mind, I'm pretty new to YouTube, so I'm just learning, but I think it's pretty equal across the board that watch time is huge. You know, like just to keep people engaged and watching your video for as long as they do, for as long as the video is. If I post a 5-minute YouTube video, if people are only watching it for 50 seconds and clicking off, that video is terrible. It's not going to do anything. Right. So I'm still trying to figure that out, right? Like I just posted a video today and I don't think it's doing very well, but it's a great video. Like it's the fried rice video. I loved it. Yeah. It's a new grill that most people aren't familiar with. Like I thought maybe it would be good and it would keep people's attention, but it doesn't look like it's doing that well. I don't know the answer to that, but
them little round Blackstones are fun.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I had a Blackstone. I gave it to my neighbor, but because exactly, like I loved it, but I got the opportunity to play with this one. And you guys know it's just fun playing with something different. And
our buddy Jared from Barbecues and Bottles, he has one of those. He's been rocking one of those Cuisinart roundabouts for a while now.
Dude, it's cool, man.
They look pretty freaking cool.
It's different. I mean, it takes a little getting used to it because you don't have anything to catch the food. Yeah. Right? Like the Blackstone does. So you could lose some food. Like
that's what I was wondering too. You crack an egg in it.
Yeah, like if it's not level, certainly.
Yeah.
Or if you just drop the egg and then
dude, I'm gonna steal that, man. I love that. You drop that egg.
Here's what's crazy, and this is the epitome of, and this kind of answers your question, Dutch, about like the biggest like analytic and how important watch time is. You can go into any video you do on TikTok. I don't know if Instagram gives you watch time stats. I don't think it does.
I don't think so either.
But I know TikTok and YouTube both do. You know, my average watch time, like the video I posted today, the fried rice video, it's a 5-minute, 30-second video. I think my average watch time is like 250, somewhere around there. So it's like about half, which is okay, but it's not going to make it viral. You know, it's not going to get 10,000 views. My TikTok video of me dropping those 3 eggs. All right, CJ, and this is the funny part. Like, I told you, I haven't had a video hit 1 million in a month.
Right.
It's been a month. I've had a couple 200,000-300,000, and those are viral, but they're not a million. You know, I've been making some great content like the prime rib. I've done some awesome stuff. I've posted videos that I hit post and I'm like, damn, this is going to go viral. This is going to get 10 million views. and it does nothing.
Right.
So I've been busting my ass all month working, trying to get it. And then I go outside because I saw Al Dente Diva do it in a video of hers. And I go like this with 3 eggs and it gets 1.2 million views.
I was one of them. That shit was funny to me. I thought it was cool.
It took me 8 seconds. It took me 8 seconds to film it.
Right.
It's like it was a 14-second video on TikTok. And out of those, or no, it was 15 seconds the video was. Guess what my watch time on that video was?
14 seconds?
15.5.
How's that?
Because people were watching it more than once.
Right.
Which is also a huge analytic.
Right.
And I know it is on YouTube too. If someone goes and watches a Cooking with CJ video and then they click and they're like, man, I like this guy, I'm going to watch another video. That's huge for you.
Oh yeah. The algorithm wants you to keep people on there.
They want repeat business and they want watch time. So the reason that video got to 1.2 million and is still growing is because people were watching the whole thing and more. Like watching the beginning and being like, oh shit, and then scrolling out. Whereas
besides the watch time and all that, do you engage with the comments?
Oh yeah. I try.
I know it's hard with 1.5 million, but like on YouTube, you're at 35,000, whatever. Yeah. The comments you get on there, do you answer your comments?
Yeah, I try to as much as I can. Like I'm not. On YouTube, I'm getting better at going because it's a little harder on YouTube. Like, because I'll click and then the comments will disappear. And then there's all kinds of other videos and I got to scroll like on my phone. The YouTube platform's a little, the app.
Do you have the YouTube Studio app?
I do.
Get that. It's a lot easier to answer comments on that.
Oh, because it just shows comments.
It just shows the comment. Like you go to the comments.
That's a good
drop
idea.
them out, put them on instead of going to actual YouTube app and scrolling through the video, all that bullshit.
I didn't even think about that.
Answer them on your YouTube Studio app.
That's a good tip. And that does help the algorithm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So early on with TikTok, like I wasn't doing that much. I would occasionally, but I wasn't doing a whole lot. And I was doing like thumbs up, fist bump, smile, like stuff like that, right? Which is lazy. And then my buddy Sonny, that dude can cook, who has like, I don't know, 3 million followers or something. We were on the phone one day and he was like, yo, Matt, I noticed you don't really comment a whole lot to your people that, you don't answer your comments a whole lot. And I said to him, I was like, I kind of took offense to it. And he would tell you this. I got a little defensive. I was like, what? I comment. I think I answer everybody. And he's like, no, you put an emoji.
Right.
He's like, you don't answer them. Like, there's a difference, and the algorithm is so friggin' smart that the algorithm knows if you're just hitting a smiley face emoji.
Yeah.
Or if you're actually typing, hey, thanks so much. I really appreciate the support. Or, hey, check out, this seasoning. That's what I used. Or, stuff
what's funny is I answer most of my comments on YouTube that way. I'll put a full answer in there, or at least thank you or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I've been doing on Instagram, I do a lot of emojis. Like fist bump, cheers, whatever. So, it's pretty interesting. And I don't get a lot of comments on my my TikTok videos, so I haven't had to stress about that one too much.
Yeah, but it's a fine line, man. You just gotta, it has so much to do with just experimenting with stuff too. Like there's a couple people you'll notice if you look at some bigger accounts, you'll notice some accounts posting with no hashtags now.
Oh, really?
Like they'll just post and not use hashtags and see if that triggers something different, because TikTok is changing the algorithm so much. It's like, what works and what doesn't, nobody knows, Yeah. Even someone with 1.6 million followers can lose 2,000 followers in a week. Like I've never, in 2 years I've been on TikTok, I've never lost followers. I've always gained more than I've lost, you know?
Right.
Obviously people unfollow you, but you don't know it when you're gaining 30,000 and losing 10, you know?
Yeah.
You don't notice that you're losing. But this past week, it's weird, man. But it also hasn't been just me. It's been a lot of larger accounts have noticed it. And I've gotten the same thing from other people. So that's what's wonky about it. Like you never have an answer for the algorithm.
Yeah, that's true. And it's probably evolving and changing every day too.
It is. You just gotta keep grinding. You try as hard as you can to not get beat up about it and stress about it. You know, especially as a larger creator, because it does, like, it's frustrating hearing people say that, like, oh, TikTok's irrelevant, this and that. You're like, well, TikTok's paying some bills right now. You know? So it's not irrelevant. Like, oh, why you care about how many followers you have? Well, because followers equals money in the business world. Like, from brands. Like, brands aren't hiring me to represent, like, Cuisinart isn't hiring me because I, you know, have blue eyes, like, and have a good beard when I grow it, you know, like they're hiring me because I have 1.6 million followers and I can, you know, present their brand. And, you know, that's kind of how it is. And Instagram was there for a long time and they still are, but TikTok is quickly, you know, taking up some space there.
I agree for sure. All right, Dutch, you got some more questions, man? And bless you. I saw you sneeze.
Thank you. That's about the fourth time tonight. I think I'm allergic to something in here. Oh, I know what it is. It's your freaking bullshit.
Bullshit. Oh, nice.
Okay, now we're going to get into a little bit of the funner, off-the-wall questions. And most of these come from north of the border.
Yeah.
A lot of these come from Russell at Raspberry Rock, but the first one comes from our buddy Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. We were talking about the horseradish earlier. What part of a horse does that come from?
Oh, shit.
You say horseradish cream, I think it's kind of a dead giveaway.
Oh, come on. This is not that show.
I'm just saying. Look at that. He's loving it. Shut up, CJ.
All right, I'll shut up.
Okay, you really...
I just don't have an answer, yeah.
If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to answer that one. All right, if this is... Okay, now we're on the Russell Hour.
Shit.
Hour 3, Russell Hour. Matt, if you could fly, would you use your power to help with traffic reports or fly to the moon just to check it out?
If I could fly... Screw traffic, man. I hate traffic. I'd rather never drive ever. I'd go to the moon in a heartbeat. Yeah, that would be dope.
All right.
I'd fly back to 1987 and never use the word dope again.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with dope. I still use dope.
You know, I think you should fly back to about your senior year of high school and not get that dolphin to the crack tattoo.
Shit.
Just saying. Let's see. If Clubber Lang was coming at you with a roundhouse, what's your next move?
Run.
Running.
That's a good answer right there. That's all you need.
Probably run.
Do your Forrest Gump impression and just keep running.
Do my best.
Run, Forrest. Run.
So I bought my son. He's 6. I bought him the Oculus.
Oh yeah.
VR set. So I was obviously playing with it, and there's a game called Creed, off the movie,
right?
And it's like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, right? Like you're in the ring, and you put the Oculus on, and you're like your fists, and you're in the ring. Like you look down, and you're in the ring, and it was just the demo version because the full thing cost like $30. But I did the demo because I wanted to see what it was like. And I was in the ring with a dude that straight up looked like Clubber Lang. big, huge, ripped, big black dude, like 6'5", and he's coming at me, and it's as real as it could possibly look. And I did the thing, and I knocked him out, and it was on an easy level. It was done. I take it off, and I give it to my 6-year-old. I'm like, Adric, try this. Like, it's so cool. You're going to box. And he's always fighting and punching me. So I thought he would like it. He put the things on. 2 seconds later, he takes it off and goes, no, I'm not fighting that guy. No. And he walks away. Like, that's how real it was to him. He was like, no, Daddy, no, you take that. It was crazy. So yeah, I'd run. Cute, I would do what Adric did.
There you go.
Smart kid.
You Dutch, you froze? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You know who's really into the Oculus thing is Pat McAfee, the old Colts punter.
He's excellent.
That guy's a crack up. I listen to him.
He's excellent. Yeah, I listen to McAfee too.
All right. I got just a couple more here as I scroll back through. And, there's the Clubber link. No. We don't need that one. That was Hobos. If there was one food that was the fountain of youth for you, but you had to eat 2 pounds of it every day, what food would it be?
I'll take out 32 ounces of a ribeye steak every day like it's my job.
Well, it kind of is your job, man.
Yeah.
TikTok. steak TikTok.
Yeah, done, man. Give me a ribeye steak every day of the week.
All right, you answered that one. Oh,
it's doing pretty well for me. I mean, people ask me all the time how I eat all this steak and stuff, and like, I fool people though. I don't eat as much food as I cook.
That's all right. All right, Kent, come on. Hustle up.
No, I'm okay. I'm gonna throw this one back to you.
All right.
Because Keith Bettag just put in the chat.
That was the only question I was going to ask.
All right. Go for it.
All right. So we have another lifetime question here that one of our moderators absolutely insists that we ask every week. So, Mount Rushmore. If you could build your own personal Mount Rushmore, who would you put on there? 4 people you love and admire. They could be famous. They could not be famous. Go.
Wow.
It's a deep dive question, buddy.
Wow.
Though you got your sign there, right, Kent?
That's what I'm reaching for.
He's thinking too long. Put the sign up.
Man.
God.
My dad.
Matt, it's not that hard, Matt.
No, my dad.
Dad, definitely.
My dad's number one. He's the one real person.
Half the time we have to hold that sign up for everybody.
That's excellent. My dad is number one. Look, I love like, not that I'm like a huge history buff, but like Abe Lincoln, like just how do you not like there? So that's my dad. There's my one history buff answer. And then let's go athlete. Let's break it into sports and go with MJ is my generation, just GOAT, best athlete ever to play a sport. And then let's go since we're doing what we do, let's put food. Yep. Let's put food in here and GOAT of food. Let's go with this one's so hard because there's so many.
Here, I'll film it and I'll tag Kuso in it if you want to put Kuso.
Food. Let me. I can't even. Let's go with Tootsie.
Who's that?
Tootsie, Pitmaster Tootsie from down in Texas. What's the
Oh, from Snow's Barbecue.
Snow's Barbecue.
The old lady that works the barbecue every Saturday.
That outworks everybody else.
Yep. Tootsie
Hey,
from Snow's
we should do that when we're in Texas.
I want to break bread with Tootsie.
Snow's Barbecue.
CJ, if we did that, I'd have to bring an apron along because I'd be walking around with the sausage chub.
That's all right.
I want to break bread with Tootsie, man. I said that when I watched the show.
Awesome.
Yeah, I saw it. I watched her when she was, whatever show I was watching on.
Chef's Table.
Huh?
It was Chef's Table. I think.
No, I was watching one of the Food Network, visit Travel Channel ones, whatever. And they were at Snow's Barbecue and they were talking to her. About her to her and all that stuff, and about the actual, Snow's Barbecue.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Alton's still in the chat, but when we went, or me and my wife went to Austin last year, and we met up with a lot of the YouTubers, and we went to Mueller's Barbecue in Taylor, Texas, and fuck, I forgot his name. Mueller, not the dad, but the son who runs. Huh?
No. Was it Louis?
No, it's Wayne Miller, I think. Wayne Mueller. Louis Mueller is the name of the place. The dad.
That was the dad, if I remember.
Yeah. So Wayne Mueller, he's the one that was very hospitable to us. Fed us, spent an hour with us. I did. Yeah, Wayne. That's it. I actually did a YouTube video on CJ's queue of it. Going through the whole thing, and. He was actually at Snow's Barbecue just eating. So he was sitting, the two guys were interviewing and talking or whatever. And the next picnic table over was Wayne Mueller. And I was like hitting my wife. I'm like, that's the guy. She's like, yeah, I see him. I'm like, but that's the guy. So,
that's awesome.
I get starstruck easily. I don't know.
For real, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's how I would round that out. I would, 4 totally different categories there.
Yeah, definitely. We got Miss Mona's on the chat. I think she's probably watching on CJ's queue. Ramona, she's one of our great followers, and she said CJ has wonderful replies. Really appreciate the personality and kindness, CJ Bear. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate it.
Ramona is a true sweetheart right there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next question.
Oh, shit, now I got to find one.
This is why we can't have nice things, Matt. This is why we can't have nice things.
Okay, Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue wants to know, has anyone ever offered you money to mention them on Instagram or TikTok?
Yeah, certainly.
Wow.
But, that goes to...
Well, not product placement, but like other influencers.
Oh, like as in like an
account. Like if I said, "Hey, shout me out on TikTok."
Oh no.
Has anybody ever done that to you?
No. In terms of brands or like a product, stuff like that, people will.
Yeah, that's all the time.
I have an amazing team that's behind me. I have an agency that represents me and gets me brand deals, the Digital Renegades, the Food Renegades, is my agency, and Evan and Christina are my agents, and they're just incredible. They're excellent as what they do, as good as we are at slinging food and barbecue. They are that good, and then some at managing, the brand deal side of it,
Right.
So that's where this has really become another career for me, because of them. And, the combination of us working together is something that, I could have never, like 9 months ago, 10 months ago, you tell me that I'd have representation because of my social media presence. It's like insane. So they kind of handle all that stuff. If I get a deal or if someone reaches out to me and I think it's something that could be significant, then, I'll give it to them and let them handle that part of it. But then there's also there's a human side of it too. And, I recently had I get DMs like crazy, and I try to answer, and I think I do a pretty good job of it, but I try to answer as many as I can. You know, there's some that really catch my eye, and you know, I had a kid recently DM me on Instagram and told me that he's just passionate. He's like 17, 18 years old, passionate about barbecue. He's from down south and makes his own sauce. He has a spicy sauce, an original sauce, and I mean, he's got it bottled, and he has a website, and you can buy it, and you know, this whole thing. And he DM'd me and said, "Hey, Mr. Groark," like, I'm like, for Mr. Groark, like, only my students call me Mr. Groark. You can call me Matt. You know, and when I respond, they freak out. They're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you answered." And you know, he said, do you think I could send you a bottle of my sauce? You know, it's my grandparents' recipe, and we've been selling it for a decade, and I took it over, and now I'm running it and making it. And do you think I could send you some, and maybe you could review it on your page? And, you know, I'm like, yeah, like, this is a kid. Like,
Right.
I'm a teacher. Like, it's kind of in me to want to help the kid. You know, I'm not going to send that to my agent and say, "Hey, milk this kid for $100 or, you know, for me to post."
Right.
So I wrote him back and I said, "Yeah, man, of course." Like, I clicked on his Instagram and I looked and made sure it was legit, and he had his website linked. So I went to the website and I said, I saw the sauce and you could buy it. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I would love to. Like, I'd love to support you and help." So before I even answered back, I just went to his website and I bought a couple bottles.
That's so sweet. Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to have some 17-year-old kid send me free stuff, you know, who's grinding with a family business.
Right.
You know? Like, that's what we're doing. You know, I'm doing the same thing. I'm a small business. We'd go under if we were just giving people free food, right? So I went on and he had PayPal linked up. So that makes it that much easier. So I bought a couple bottles. I did that 2 days ago. It came here today. So you'll see a video pretty soon, you know, in the next few days. I'll make some ribs and I'll use his sauce and I'll shout him out. And it's just the right thing to do, you know, in my mind.
You don't know what that kid, when he sees that video.
Right, like that's
he is going to be like calling all his buddies saying, "You got to check this out." Yeah. I offered him a bottle. You know, I was going to ship it to him and everything. He bought a couple bottles for me, and this kid's just going to be through the damn roof with enthusiasm.
And that's what's fun about it, man. Like, to be able to do something like that, and that's happened a couple times. So, you know, there's another small sauce company that sent me, you know, a couple bottles, and older guy like my age follows me. I follow him.
Whoa. Easy on the older guy. I'm the old guy on the screen here.
You know, so same deal. You know, I'll do a video for him, and, you know, I'm not trying to make money off it. I just want to try to help people out the same way that people helped me.
That's awesome, man.
You know?
All right, CJ, I got one more. And I'm gonna let you guess where it came from.
Russell?
Okay. It says, "Can you explain the agency deal? What they do, who they are, what percentage they take for the deals, and how you got involved with them?"
So, in terms of the agency, you know, social media influencer agencies are not like a new thing. Apparently they've been around for quite some time now. You know, there are 11-year-old kids on YouTube making slime and making millions a year.
Right.
You know, my 6-year-old watches Ryan, and I have to go to Target and buy Ryan toys for Christmas, and this kid's making $8 million a year, you know, on YouTube. So the influencer marketing market isn't new. It's new to me. as of, say a year ago, when I started to really grow. And essentially what they do is exactly what you would think. They are my agent for any deals that I could potentially get with a brand or a company. They negotiate. They know my value in the market better than I do.
Yeah.
They can negotiate better than I do. They are professionals. They are great at what they do, and it allows me to focus on what I'm great at doing, and that's making content. So that's kind of how it works. I don't really want to get into like percentage stuff.
No, that's nothing.
That's kind of like contractual things, but I'm sure you could take a guess. It's, it's not 50-50. It's certainly, for me to be involved in an agency, and I think for any influencer, you have to truly believe that the percentage that you're giving them or that they're earning, and I'll rephrase it and tell you they're earning it. Because they're making dozens of phone calls every day that I don't even know about to try to get me work, which is awesome. But there is no way that I would make there's no way that I would make the amount of money on a deal by myself without them. You know, like the percentage that they get is above and beyond what I would get on my own, try to negotiate for myself. In addition to being a teacher and being a dad and being a content creator and cooking every day and running a barbecue business. Like, do I want to be on the phone with like AT&T being like, hey, I'll do a commercial for you? Like, I'm not trying to, negotiate with brands. Like, I don't have time for that.
Did you just talk into a remote?
Yeah. What's funny is this is how big our phones were when we first got them, remember?
Yeah, it's true. Back in the day.
Mine came in a bag.
Shit.
Seriously.
All right, how are we looking on questions, Dutch?
I got one more from Russell, and like the last one was from Russell, so he's had enough to drink. He's off the wall questions. He's getting back serious here again. So, how do you place a value on views? How much would you expect to make on a 1 million on 1 million views? So is it the views? What is it? Explain that to us,
in
please.
Terms of how like TikTok monetizes, I guess it sounds like.
He didn't refer to, he was asking
maybe like with the agency or something like that. Like, how do they value? Like, they know you're getting millions of views a month. How do they find you? How do they find your value through those millions of views?
Yeah, with brands, I think there's a couple different factors. Like, I think that there's times that views mean more than the amount of followers you have. Right. A brand can, if you don't think that every brand, every company has software on their computer that they could type your name into and see all of your analytics in a second, then you're lying to yourself. Like, they know everything. They have software that tells them more about your account than you could ever know, in terms of views and reach and engagement and all that kind of stuff. So the software they have is crazy. So it's a lot more than just followers. They want to see that engagement and your personality and what you're bringing to the brand, and authenticity. And I think there's a lot of things like that involved.
Does your filming skills or editing skills ever come into play?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think that there's some very polished and professional editors and videographers on TikTok, guys that I'm friends with, that just have incredible content. Max the Meat Guy, Nick DiGiovanni, guys that just have incredible content. Yeah. It's clean, it's crisp, it's like looks fully produced and edited. Like, just beautiful. I don't have that. But I also think that that's where my value lies. Like, my value lies in the fact that I'm a 43-year-old dad with 2 kids who's literally just carrying his iPhone around and filming what I'm doing.
You know what I've found is that editing on TikTok is actually really easy.
Yeah, I mean, the app is pretty user friendly.
Yeah, it is user friendly. It's for the tech tarded out there.
Yeah,
it is definitely. Yeah, you can jump right on and figure it out.
Yeah, it's really not too bad.
Yeah. Matt, I'm a grease monkey, so I don't. Yeah, shit. CJ sent me a Chromebook 2 years ago, and it took me till tonight.
Just opened it.
It's still got dust on the package.
Yeah, but I think it's a combination. It's a combination of views and followers and all that kind of stuff. But you know, his question also like could have been directed towards like I said, the monetization part. Like in terms of what a million views of what would a video with 1 million views turn into in a monetary, you know, from a monetary standpoint. Like,
well, let me interrupt you. This is what he said. On the YouTube ads generally pay him $3.50 on average per 1,000 views. But for product placement, he goes between $20 and $60 per 1,000 views. And that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess it's like, how do you determine, like, let's, say, XYZ spatula company said you need to use this on your new Cuisinart. What would they expect from you, I guess?
Right. I think, I think there's a value that you have from a number standpoint as how many followers you have and views that you get, your engagement. That might be 5,000 for a video, whether or not you're doing a campaign. Maybe a campaign involves 3 videos that you have to produce. And for those 3 videos, you're going to get 10 grand from the brand for over the course of a month. So for 1 month, we need you to film 3 videos and we'll pay you 10 grand.
Do they expect a certain amount of views on those videos?
No, there hasn't been. It's not like that. Like, because keep in mind, to protect yourself and the brand that you're working for, you have to what's the word I'm looking for? You have to divulge that it's an ad or a sponsored post. Yeah. So I know that on TikTok specifically, when you use the hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored, that video does not get pushed.
Really?
The way that a normal video would. Right. So I just did an ad for Eckrich sausage. I posted it tonight, right before I came on here. So you could go and look at that and you'll see it's probably one of the worst viewed videos that I've done in 10 days.
Right.
Because I did a hashtag ad. But you have to do that because you could get sued if you don't.
Well, he's going to hold up some sausage.
Do you mean this sausage?
Eckrich, baby. Yes, that's exactly what I used. Yep.
So I've had some conversations with other YouTubers about this too. Is say you're doing a video for XYZ specialty company and you're doing it as an ad and it's not going to produce for you. Like, so you're not going to make money on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Right.
Right.
So what you need to charge is, something the value of a real video would do for you. That makes sense, if not more, So you gotta think that you might not grow or you might not have a good video with it. So you're not going to make a lot of money off that video. So you need to make the upfront video.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Like that money, the money that you're making from the brand is going to be more than what you'll make from the monetization of the app.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were going with before too. We were talking about that.
Yeah, like
obviously off.
Like the video I did yesterday or whatever that had 1.2 million views. Like my views for that day are sky high because I had that 1.2 million. From TikTok for that day in the creator program, I'm probably going to make like $80, where my average has been around 15 to 20.
Got it.
So because that video went viral, I'm getting like $60, $70 more than I normally would because it went viral.
Right.
You know, but you make $20 a day for 30 days. That's not a bad monthly payment.
Not at all. Not at all.
Covers most people's car payments, if not more so.
You know, a lot of people will talk about, especially in the YouTube community, is if you can make enough to pay for groceries,
done.
You're living high on the hog for sure.
Yep.
All right, Kent, you got more questions, bud?
No, let me double check. Oh, Darnell was asking, and I haven't received his answer back yet. He said,
I think that's what he was talking about, Butch.
What was the kid's Instagram? I believe he meant for the barbecue sauce. I think Darnell.
The barbecue sauce. Who was that?
Oh, what was? Hold on. Give me 12 seconds.
All right.
Counting. Don't say give me 10, 15 seconds. No, he said 12. I'm holding him to 12. 6, 7.
I'm fast.
Well,
you must be like a gym coach or a gym teacher or something.
So these are the two small business guys just out hustling, man, that reached out to me that I went ahead and did what I said. So this is Paulie G's barbecue sauce, LLC.
Paulie G's barbecue sauce.
That's the young man you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, this is the young kid.
Okay.
Yep. Paulie G's barbecue sauce, LLC. This is a Carolina, and then he has a spicy original. And then I spoke to, this is Mulali's.
Who? Oh.
Mulali's rubs and sauces. So he's on Instagram too.
Where's that from?
He's in Saginaw,
Michigan. Okay. The funny thing is, we have a restaurant here in town, and it's called Lolly's East Side.
Oh, there you go.
And their actual last name is Mulally.
Ah, how about it?
And they sell their own Thousand Island dressing, a light thousand, a barbecue sauce, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
yeah,
don't tell me. I thought you were going to show me something that came 8 blocks down the road from my house.
That was crazy.
Like, holy crap.
All right, guys, get a screen grab. If you want.
You'll have to, somebody screenshot this and DM it to me. I'll send it to these guys, and they'll be pretty happy about it.
That's awesome.
Keep them up. All right, got it. All
so
right.
These are just a couple local, like, small, not local, but small businesses that are trying to, do their thing. And, that's something people like that reach out to me. And if I can do it and I can help, then I will, and that's kind of how I work. So
Russell,
I'm excited to try them. And I've already snuck them and tasted them, and they're both good.
Russell's offering you $5 if you chug both bottles.
Yeah, right. Right before I go crawl in bed with my wife, that'll work out.
Like, hey, honey.
At least it's not a bean burger, so you can't duck up.
Hey, that is a good point.
I know. That is.
Let's see here. All right, Dutch, you good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good over here, brother. So.
All right. Well, we almost hit 3 hours.
I love it.
That's awesome, Matt.
It's been a while since we went.
It's been a while since we did a 3 hour show. You got it.
And Keith Bettag, who had to turn in because, well, he's an old fart.
He is an old fart.
But we also love him because he's an old unediting fart.
Yeah, he always likes to say fuck a bit of editing.
Yeah. He said what he said was he got so much more out of this tonight than what he expected. So kudos to you, Matt.
That's awesome. Well, kudos to you guys, man.
Because he would never give CJ and I a compliment like that.
Never.
Good show, guys, and I'm going to bed. So it's all on you, brother. Good job.
Hey, there's old Kurt. Kirby Q Seasonings threw a thumbs up for you.
Kurt just popped on.
Yeah, he's been lurking this whole time. Don't let it fool you. He heard his name being talking. He felt his spidey senses.
Yeah.
Like, what? All right. So, Dutch, why don't you say your piece, and then I'll let Matt rap, and then I'll finish it up.
All right. Matt, I can't reiterate enough of what Keith said before he left. And Russell says, tell Matt that I don't kiss many guys, but for you, he would make an exception.
Oh, them Canadian guys. You got to watch out for them.
I know a couple.
And I got to say, great job. I learned a lot more tonight than what I expected also. So thank you very much for the information. Rub love, that kind of sounds sexual, but
it's going to be fun.
It's kind of turning me on too.
Just wait till our first commercial comes out.
All right. So,
All right.
Oh, wait. We have a late arrival.
Hey, Babe's in there. What's up, Babe?
Hi, Bethany.
How you doing? All right. If Josh is still listening, he's got his fifth round of chemo going on right now. So, we're praying for you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Matt, you got anything to say on the way out, brother?
Man, I just appreciate it, guys. Like, I think I think you touched on it a little bit earlier, just talking about community. And, I think that's what this is about. And it's why we all do it. It's why we all started. I think we've all gained brothers and sisters through it. And, you got one of them lurking in Kurt. That's a dude that, it's crazy. We all have our lives and things get busy, especially this year. But man, Kurt and I will catch up after a month not talking. And it's like we talked yesterday, So, that's something I'm thankful for. And I'm thankful to be able to have a platform like this and to be invited by, guys like you to kind of spread the word and just have some fun, man, because that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. All right, Matt. Hey, Matt, I really appreciate you being on, dude. I know I've reached out to you a while ago, and we finally got this to work out. Like I said, I've been a fan for a while and following you and really interested in your journey and how things were going. And I'll keep following you, and maybe I'll duet one of your steak smacking videos for you soon or some shit like that and have some fun. But again, man, you did a great job for us tonight. 3 hours long and strong. Great job. Stick and stay where you're at. Don't hang up just yet. Let me in the broadcast. Guys, thank you all for being here. If you dropped a super chat in there, thank you so much for that too. We will see you next week where we have our guests, Stephen and Jacqueline, from all the way from Trinidad. They will be on. Huh?
Are we going to have a translator for Stephen?
I was thinking about inviting Johnny Mag, so we have a nice New England accent with a Trini accent. We'll get some Texas boys on here. We'll be all fucked up. So
there we go. Nobody will understand each other. It'll be, maybe Russ Jones, Smoky Ribs.
There you go, from Louisiana. I love it.
In there.
We'll get a moderator and that can type out the closed captioning. So, and we also will have an announcement for you guys next week too. So. If I were you, I would tune in. It's kind of a big deal. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay clean, wear a freaking mask. Don't buddy up next to people you don't know. And